The starting pitching matchup for tonight's battle, James Holcomb takes the mound for the Travs, his second stint since coming off the disabled list. Holcomb in 11 games is no wins, 5 losses, and a 4.79 ERA. He's pitched against the Missions twice and has one quality start against them back on April the 28th, but also suffered a 9-6 loss at the hands of the Missions at Raywinder Field early May. On the hill tonight for the Missions, left-hand pitching prospect Ryan Feierabend, only 20 years old, from Grafton, Ohio, making his 15th start of the season. Feierabend, 4 wins, 5 losses, and a 4.23 ERA here in his 4th professional season, but he's won his last 3 starts, allowing only 2 runs over 18 2/3 innings. Beautiful night for baseball, as it has been here in South Texas for every day that we've been here since Thursday. Travelers, of course, losing 3 of 4 to Corpus Christi. And now here in San Antonio, the Travelers losing the first game of the 3-game set. Hopefully can get out of Texas with a couple of straight wins. And, of course, we'll have to win today in order to make it 2 in a row and we get out of town tomorrow. Coming up next on the ITT Tech pregame show, all the news that's fit to print in the Texas League and the Angels farm system. That'll be right after these words on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Hey guys, want another beer?
Another what?
Another beer.
I didn't have a beer. Did you have a beer? I don't think so.
Yes, you did. These beers right in front of you? Remember you ordered them from me?
Where? I mean, I remember eating the wings.
Yeah, the wings were good.
Are you sure we drank the beer?
Look, you guys came in, you ate the wings, you drank the beer.
Huh.
Whatever. Do you guys want another round?
Of what?
Beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You want a beer?
I would love a beer.
Next time, try the light beer with the taste you won't forget. Great tasting, less filling, Miller-like. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use as directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
92 degrees and sunny skies here in the Alamo City with soft breeze coming out of the northeast at 10 miles an hour. Only 22% humidity in San Antonio, which is almost like saying it's 100 degrees in the North Pole. It is a spectacular night for baseball here in San Antonio, and we're happy to have you with us on the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Phil Elson with you with the news from around the Texas League yesterday. The Wichita Wranglers suffered their first loss of the second half with the Midland Rockhounds winning 7-1 at Lawrence Dumont Stadium yesterday. Kevin Olson, who hadn't pitched in a game in professional ball since 2005, picked up his first win in 6 innings, allowing only 1 run on 5 hits and a couple of walks while striking out 3. Olson does have 28 games of Major League experience with the Florida Marlins that missed all of last year, and the A's scooping him up, sending him to Midland, picks up a win in his first start. Kevin Melillo, the all-star second baseman, hit a solo home run and drove in 3 for the Rockhounds, who beat Sung Song. The all-star right-hander falls to 4-8 for Wichita, allowing 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Over at Driller Stadium, Tulsa also lost. The Frisco Rough Riders 10 and the Drillers 4. That's the first win of the second half for Frisco. The Rough Riders hitting 4 home runs in the ball game with Luke Grayson's 3-run shot off Alex Arias in the 5th inning. The big difference there, Kevin Richardson, Adam Morrissey, and Jim Fasano each hit solo homers as the Rough Riders scored 9 runs after the 5th inning. Jeremy Ward picks up the win in relief, his first of the year. 2 innings allowing 1 run. Arias falling to 5-3 for the Tulsa Drillers, who fought to a record of 3-2 in the second half. Out at Corpus Christi yesterday, the Hooks tie San Antonio with a 4-1 record as Corpus Christi beat Springfield 7-4. Walter Young finishing with 3 hits, including a 3-run homer, and he drove in 4 runs. Left fielder of the Hooks, Jorge Cortes, extended his league-high hit streak to 23 games in a row, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. And the Hooks right-hander Matt Albers became the second league pitcher to 9 wins, allowing only 1 earned run in 5 innings. Struck out 8 batters, and he lowered his ERA to the league best at 2.07. Springfield right-hander Jordan Powell gave up 7 runs in 4 1/3 innings, falling to 5-3. A look at the standings here in the second half. In the North Division, Wichita with 4 wins and a loss, a game ahead of the Drillers at 3-2. Travs tied with Springfield and last at 1-4. South Division, it is a tie for first with the first half champion Corpus Christi Hooks at 4-1, along with the traveler opponent, the San Antonio Missions. Midland is 2-3. They're 2 games out, and the Frisco Rough Riders 1-4, 3 games out of first. Texas League action starting at about 7 o'clock at Wichita. Neil Musser takes the hill for the Wranglers, a left-hander at 3-0. His opponent from Midland is right-hander Ray Aguilar, who comes in 5-4. Tulsa Drillers hosting Frisco, 7:05 first pitch. The Drillers have right-hander Steven Register looking to improve on his 1-5 record. One of the prospects for the Springfield Cardinals makes his Double-A debut, Blake Hawksworth, pitching for the Cardinals at Corpus Christi, and the Hooks will send Mitch Talbot to the hill. Talbot picked up a victory against the Travelers last Thursday. We'll keep you updated on all those games from the Texas League as we go throughout the broadcast tonight on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Now for a look at the Angels Farm Report. Some news from the Angels organization brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, and England. AgPro is proud to feature outstanding John Deere products. You can check them out online at agprocompanies.com. Starting with the big club, the Angels yesterday rallied for 5 runs in the 8th inning to go on and beat the Colorado Rockies 5-4. Mike Napoli broke a 3-3 tie in that 8th inning with a 2-run double for the win. John Lackey goes 8 innings, picking up his 5th victory, but his first win in 10 starts. He limited the Rockies to 3 runs on 4 base hits and a couple of walks while striking out 4. Frankie Rodriguez did give up a home run in the 9th inning, but also struck out 2 and saved his 19th on the year. The Angels now 35-41. They did pick up ground on second place Texas, but the Angels are 6.5 behind Oakland for first and 2.5 behind Seattle for third in the American League West. Angels tonight send Jeff Weaver to the hill against Aaron Cook at Coors Field. Weaver 3-9 with a 5.82 ERA. Speaking of Weaver, younger Weaver, Jared, was named the Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Week for his 2-hit shutout that he threw last start, striking out a franchise-high 14 batters. We've already mentioned that Weaver has a combined record of 9-1 between AAA and the Major Leagues, and hopefully we'll get Jared up to the majors sometime soon. Quick note on Mike Napoli. We've mentioned that he may be really in the running for the American League Rookie of the Year. Last year's Traveler catcher is batting .295 with the Halos. He leads all American League rookies with 8 home runs, and he's driven in 20. And Napoli's on-base percentage is incredible for a rookie at .435. Down at AAA yesterday, former Traveler left-hander Joe Saunders became the first Coast League pitcher to 9 wins, as Salt Lake shuts out Colorado Springs 5-0. That's the 8th shutout for the Bees, leading all Pacific Coast League teams. Saunders lowered his earned run average to .233, allowing no runs on 3 hits and 3 walks in 7 innings. Saunders struck out 5, and again, Saunders with a record of 9-3. And it's amazing when you think about how well Joe is pitching this year that Jared Weaver would get the call-up before him. That's how strong the pitching is for the Angels at AAA right now. Salt Lake also got 3 base hits from Howie Kendrick. A home run and a triple. He raised his Coast League average to .390, leading the PCL. Former Traveler Mike Elward finishing with 3 hits, a couple of doubles, and a single. Elward hitting .287, and former Traveler catcher Ryan Buddy hit his 6th home run of the year. Rancho Cucamonga is off in the middle of their California League All-Star break. The Carolina League California League All-Star game is played today at Salem, Virginia, and 3 quakes represented the Angels right-hander Jose Arredondo, possibly a future Traveler from this year. A 4-6 record as a starter, but a .220 ERA and an incredible 108 strikeouts for the hard-throwing Arredondo in just 82 innings. Also, catcher Mike Collins and shortstop Sean Rodriguez take part in that All-Star game. Cedar Rapids lost 2-1 to Burlington yesterday in the Midwest League, falling to 2-3 in the second half. Tommy Mendoza, no decision, allowing only 1 run in 8 innings, striking out 9. And center fielder Brad Kuhn had a couple of base hits, extending his hit streak to 19 games. Orem yesterday in the Pioneer League won over Casper 3-2. The Owls now 5-2 in the early part of the Pioneer League season, and the Tempe Angels fell to the Rangers by a 6-5 final score. That's your AgPro Farm Report. News from the Angels organization brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, and England. We'll have the starting lineup for you for the Travelers and the San Antonio Missions right after this commercial break on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because two great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SPC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
If you haven't been able to quit smoking for yourself, think about the people around you. Every year, secondhand smoke kills more than 40,000 non-smokers and causes over 400,000 cases of severe asthma in children. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Now. Stamp out smoking. A Healthy Arkansas initiative from the Arkansas Department of Health and Human Services.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Back at Wolf Stadium here in San Antonio as we take a look at the starting lineups. We'll begin with the AA affiliate of the Seattle Mariners, the San Antonio Missions, who have a 4-1 second-half record. Overall, 31 wins, 42 losses. Manager Darren Brown has Sebastian Boucher leading off, playing center field. Batting second at second base, Jason Bourgeois. Designated hitter Jesús Guzmán batting in the 3-hole. Wladimir Balentien is cleaning up. He'll be in right field. Mike Wilson bats fifth and plays left field with Marshall Hubbard batting in the 6th spot. Hubbard at first base. Getting the start as the catcher, Justin Rusty. He'll bat 7th. Matt Rogelsad bats 8th and plays third base. Ozzie Navarro rounds out the Missions starting 9, playing shortstop. That's starting 9 again for the Missions: Boucher, Bourgeois, Guzmán, Balentien, Wilson, Hubbard, Rusty, Rogelsad, and Navarro. Travelers, the AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, have a record of 1-4 in the second half, and overall the lowest record in the league is 25-44. Manager Tyrone Boykin tonight puts Dwayne Bacon back in the leadoff spot after sitting out yesterday. Bacon playing in left field. Batting second is right fielder Aaron Peel, while Brandon Wood hits third and plays shortstop. Today's designated hitter cleaning up is Matt Brown. Greg Porter, the batter in the 5-hole, is playing first base. Starting catcher and the 6-hitter, Bobby Wilson. Batting 7th in center field, Nathan Haynes. Devin Day starts in the 8-hole. He'll play third base tonight with Eric Rodlin batting second and playing second base. That is Bacon, Peel, Wood, Brown, Porter, Wilson, Haynes, Day, and Rodlin. Close-up look at our starting pitching matchup for the Travelers, James Holcomb. Holcomb, a 6'5" native of Reno, Nevada, is making his second start since coming off the disabled list. He had sat on the DL from May 26th until June 22nd with a sore lower back. And he returned for the opener of the second half, allowing 6 runs and 9 hits in just 3 1/3 innings and an 8-2 loss against Corpus Christi. Holcomb, no wins, 5 losses, 11 starts into his season, a 4.79 ERA. He's allowed 62 base hits in 56 in the 3rd innings pitched. Holcomb has walked 13 and struck out 36. 5 homers against James. He has allowed a batting average against of 284. Holcomb at 25 years old, missing all of the 2004 season with an arm injury. And so that lower back strain, a little bit of a scare for James, but as of now, he's reporting no more pain in his back as he's throwing. And hopefully Holcomb is able to give the Travelers a strong 6 to 7 innings tonight. Ryan Feierabend is on the mound for the Mission. Feierabend's last name spelled F-E-I-E-R-A-B-E-N-D, as if it would be pronounced Feierabend. He is only 20 years old and was signed as a 17-year-old prospect out of Midview High School in Grafton, Ohio. He's 6'3" and has gone 4-5 in 14 starts this season with a 4.23 ERA. From 72 1/3 innings work, Feierabend allowing 76 base hits, 8 of them home runs. Walking 21, he has struck out 59, and Feierabend allowing a 268 batting average against. Feierabend usually pitches pretty well here at the Wolf, where in 8 games he's gone 3-1 with a 149 earned run average. And he's been pitching his best part of the season recently, winning his last 3 starts and giving up only 2 runs in 18 2/3 innings, while the Mission beat Frisco, Corpus Christi, and Springfield by combined scores of 16-3. Feierabend on the mound for the Mission. Holcomb takes the hill for the Travs. Our starting umpires, and really they're not just starting umpires, they'll finish the game as well. Clint Mahan behind the plate. Joe Maiden, the Texas League umpiring crew chief at third base, and Dixon Sturman calling the outs at first. Those are your starting lineups. We've got the starting pitcher of the Mission, Feierabend, started to come down into the dugout on the third base side, and Holcomb continues to warm up in the bullpen just past first base. Bullpens are pretty close to the field here. In fact, they are only about 40 feet away from the bases that they occupy their spaces next to. We heard an interesting story earlier today. When this ballpark was opened in 1994, apparently the architects forgot to make room for bullpens. And so they had to squeeze the bullpens in, and they are literally only about 15 to 20 feet in foul territory, and it's very dangerous for the pitchers that are sitting on the benches, because they've got to really be ready to get out of the way of any line drive coming their way, and there certainly are a lot of them coming their way here at Wolf Stadium. The Wolf is a pitcher's park. It's 402 feet to straightaway center, though plays a little bit bigger. 310 feet down the left field line, 340 to the right field corner. The wind, which usually plays a factor, continuously blows in from right, but since we've been here to San Antonio, the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. It's blowing out towards right field slightly, and that does give hitters a little bit of an edge going out to right center, but still that gap in center and just to the right of center field, it just plays like it's 420 feet out there. Possible to rob a home run, 8 feet tall all the way around. Just have the Missions take their positions. We'll have the national anthem next on the first pitch after this break on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
He's been a sports anchor on TV. He's reported on games of the Kansas City Chiefs. He hosts NFL postgame shows week after week. But he still hasn't quit his day job. Gordon Docking is the Chief Executive Officer of St. Mary's Hospital in suburban Kansas City. He's distinguished himself nationally as an innovator in healthcare, impacting the design of the hospitals of tomorrow. But before he was CEO, he was a master's degree student at Webster University. Today, he's an achiever in many walks of life. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. Share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000. You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Is your house looking a bit under the weather? Have extreme weather conditions taken their toll on your home's exterior? The solution isn't more paint. It's weather-resistant vinyl siding from Sears Home Central. Call Sears now for a free in-home estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Sears vinyl siding resists tough weather and keeps your home looking great for years. It has the attractive look of freshly painted wood, yet you'll never need to scrape and paint your home again because vinyl siding from Sears is virtually maintenance-free. Best of all, Sears makes getting your new siding job easy and affordable. Just call Sears now for your free in-home estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Not available in all areas. Services and materials provided by a Sears authorized contractor. License numbers available on request. So if your house is looking under the weather, call Sears for vinyl siding now. 1-800-531-7785. That's 1-800-531-7785.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Texas League Baseball as the Travelers take their spot on the first base dugout. Ryan Feierabend, starting pitcher for the San Antonio Missions, will slowly begin to warm up his left arm. Phil Elson with you at the Wolf here in San Antonio. Game 2 of a 3-game series, and it is the 6th game of a 7-game road trip for the Arkansas Travelers. Only one win during this road trip, coming in Saturday's 7-0 shutout of the Corpus Christi Hooks. The Travelers lose in the last couple of ball games, each by 1 run. Losing yesterday 4-3 to the Missions. The Travelers bats went very quiet after the 4th inning. They went the final 5 innings without recording a base hit and finished with just 5 safeties on the night. And things might not get much easier tonight for the Travs. Ryan Feierabend is on a bit of a hot streak. Feierabend, as I mentioned, was drafted and signed at only 17 years old out of northeastern Ohio. 3rd-round pick in 2003. The Mariners very high on him. A left-hander with a fastball in the high 80s to low 90s. A very good command of his pitches. The fastball, a changeup, a curveball as well, and a very good pickoff move to first base. Feierabend has gotten up here to Double-A at the tender age of 20. He will not turn 21 until August 22nd. So he is one of the youngest pitchers and certainly one of the youngest players in the Texas League, and is doing more than holding his own. The second lowest ERA in the California League last year at 3.88. Season before that, in his second professional season in low A ball, a 3.63 ERA. So he's had very respectable numbers as a teenager, and then coming in here to the Texas League with a 4.23 ERA, and that's also fairly respectable. Dwayne Bacon stepping into the batter's box. Aaron Peel and Brandon Wood will follow against Feierabend. Making his 15th start of the season. His second against the Travs. Bacon, who had yesterday off, is batting .213. He's a switch hitter from the right side and takes a called strike on the first pitch, which is thrown at 7-10. Game time temperature here in San Antonio was 92 degrees. Here's an 0-1 from Bacon, and it's low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Traveler left fielder. You get used to saying that. Nate Haynes probably will be getting the bulk of the starts in center field for the remainder of the season. Bacon last played on Sunday at Corpus Christi, had an RBI bunt single. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bacon swings and flies it into right field. Balentien drifting back, his arms flailing around as he makes the catch, backpedaling towards the warning track, and there's 1 away to bring up Aaron Peel. Behind Feierabend, a very strong defensive team. Mike Wilson, the left fielder, had an outfield assist at the plate last night. Center fielder Sebastian Boucher, very good speed, and Balentien has thrown out 9 runners from his right field position. Matt Rogelstad at third base, Ozzie Navarro at short, Jason Bourgeois at second, and Marshall Hubbard at first. Here's Aaron Peel. First pitch of fastball at the letters, 0-1. Peel 0 for 3 yesterday, though he did walk in the first inning with a base on ball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Peel, a right-hander, takes a changeup off the outside corner, 1-1. Peel hitting .268 with 6 homers and 21 runs batted in. 7 for 20 on the road trip. 1-1 pitch. Aaron a swing and a miss in front of a straight changeup from Feierabend. His fastball in the high to low 90s, high 80s to low 90s. That changeup coming in at 76 miles an hour. That's an outstanding differential between those two pitches. Here's the 1-2. He'll takes it high. A fastball pretty far up above the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, Brandon Wood. Wood versus Feierabend will be a very interesting matchup. At first, Aaron Peel trying to reach base. Here's Feierabend's 2-2. Peel fouls it straight back as Feierabend tried to bend the slider on his hand. As Peel got to that pitch just before it was able to break towards the fifth. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Peel. Only 1 RBI during this road trip and scoring just 2 runs. Trav's offense in a bit of a funk. 2-2 delivery. Just missing a little bit above the letter. Feierabend had it on the inside corner with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but was above the curse of Little Rock on the Trav's road jerseys. Count is full on Peel, and Wood waiting in the on-deck circle, stretching his arms. Remember, Feierabend doesn't walk many batters. Here's the 3-2. A swing and a broken bat flare into left field. It falls in, and a base hit for Aaron Peel. Catcher asks for the bat boy to hand him the bat. Now he's showing it to the plate umpire, Clint Mahan. It looks like Aaron Peel may have used a bat that is not regulation for the game. It looks like this is a bat that's used for batting practice. It has tape on it. And not tape on the handle, it's got tape on the barrel. And the umpire crew is examining the bat halfway between the mound and the circle. This looks like it could go pretty badly for Aaron Peel. I think he used a BP bat during the game, and he may not have even realized it. The crew chief, Joe Maiden, takes the bat from the plate umpire Mahan and now calls over the bat boy in the home dugout at third base to come out. Hands him the bat. And I think they're going to take that bat away. Now they're calling over Tyrone Boykin. I wonder if they could take the base hit away from Peel and call him out for using a bat that really is illegal. You cannot put tape on the bat, on the barrel of the bat. You can put it on the handle, but it's only allowed to go up the full length of the plate. And Peel's being called out, and he's been ejected from the game as well. It must be a necessary ejection for using equipment that is not legal for the game. So not only does Aaron Peel lose the base hit, but he has been thrown out of the ball game for using illegal equipment. So take away the base hit for Aaron Peel. A very bizarre start to this ball game. Peel had no argument. I mean, he knew he made a big mistake as he went back into the dugout. He just took off his helmet and a bit of a sheepish look. Big mistake there. Brandon Wood stands in. A pitch on the way is a called strike on a slider, 0-1. So now this is where the Travelers could really use that 23rd roster spot. Remember, they're playing with only 22 active players. They're out of outfielders. 0-1 pitch is high and tight, 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Pauley will have to go out to play left field the rest of the way. And that leaves the Travs with 1 available position player for the rest of the night. That would be backup catcher Del Chiaro. The 1-1 to Wood inside, ball 2, 2-1. Wood hit a solo homer the opposite way yesterday, showing how good of a 2-strike hitter he could be. Fell behind 0-2, but slapped a slider over the right field wall for his 16th home run, the 2-1. In the dirt, 3 balls and a strike on Brandon Wood. Not only does Aaron Peel get ejected from the ballgame, but this happens right in front of the league president, Tom Kaiser, who's at every game here at San Antonio. The league office is here in the Alamo City. Nothing good can come from that. 3-1 on Wood, and Feierabend delivers. Wood swings and misses way in front of a changeup. Well, that appears to be Feierabend's best pitch today. That changeup is working something awful. Nobody on, 2 men out, 1 man ejected. 3-2 to Wood. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and the inning is over. So not only do the Travelers get no runs here in the first inning, but they also lose their left fielder, Aaron Peel, for using illegal equipment. Bottom of the first coming up, and already the Travs in a bit of a disarray. Well, we'll see how James Holcomb responds to all that after this commercial break on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
A young married couple sat silently on a porch swing one warm June evening. The young wife looked over at her new husband and asked, "George, do you think my eyes are beautiful?" "Yep," answered George. A minute went by. "George, do you think my hair is attractive?" Again, George answered, "Yep." More time passed. "George, would you say that I have a gorgeous figure?" Once again, George answered yes. "Oh, George," she gushed, "you say the nicest things." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church at Rock Creek. You know, when you're building a marriage, you have to learn how to talk to each other. Think about it.
The Church at Rock Creek has 4 weekend services. Worship times are Sunday mornings at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11 a.m., and Monday night at 7 p.m. For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at www.churchatrockcreek.org.
We've got a crazy fan on the field here, folks. He's wearing more body paint than a Mustang, Bob. Uh-oh, here come the refs. But he's not slowing down. Fakes left, goes right, throws the straight arm. He's made it past the end zone. Oh. Say hello to Mr. Goalpost.
Sports injuries can be ugly, but with some of the best orthopedic physicians in the state, Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas deliver the kind of care that can help you get back on your feet and back to the games you love. For an athletic trainer or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline, 227-8478.
Oh, he's going to feel that in the morning.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, a very odd start to tonight's ball game here in San Antonio as the Travelers right fielder Aaron Peel is ejected after lining a base hit in the left using a non-regulation bat. Non-regulation in the sense that he put tape on the barrel of the bat, which is where you're not allowed to put tape. During a ball game you can. It's just fine during batting practice. But if you get any tape put on the barrel of the bat, and there's a question made by the opponent, umpires really have no choice but to eject the player using the illegal equipment. So Matt Pauley takes over in right field, and Pauley will be batting in the 2-hole. Peel does not get credit for a base hit. Instead, I believe there may be credit for a strikeout for Feierabend, but the official score is looking through the rule book, and will be giving us a decision sometime soon. So the Travs only have 1 position player on the bench the rest of the way. And remember, this is a ball club playing with just 22 active players. The roster limits, you're allowed to have 23. Sebastian Boucher leads off. James Holcomb delivers a slider for a called strike. Holcomb appearing in his second game since coming off the disabled list. Lasted only 3 1/3 innings on Thursday in the second-half opener at Corpus. The 0-1 to Boucher shows bunt, got it down, but Holcomb has the play off the mound. His throw to first is right on the money, and Boucher is thrown out 1-3. Holcomb with no wins, 5 losses, and a .479 earned run average. His ERA is a little bit tweaked because of what happened with his sore lower back. On May 5th, Holcomb knew he was going to have some trouble having pain in the lower back, but he gave it a shot at Midland. Allowed 3 runs in the first inning and then was taken out of the ball game as Holcomb delivers a fastball to Jason Bourgeois for a called strike. Bourgeois was the DH yesterday, scored the winning run after the triple in the 7th inning, came home in the Guzmán base hit. The 0-1 is smacked back up the box and a base hit for Bourgeois. Bourgeois makes the turn, forcing a throw from Haynes to second base, and Bourgeois will retreat with a 1-out single. He's using a regulation bat, and he'll get to stay on the base path. That'll bring up Jesús Guzmán, the Traveler killer. So for Holcomb, over the last 2 starts, covering May 25th and June 22nd, with about a month of space on the DL in between, he gave up a total of 9 runs in his last 4 1/3 innings, so his ERA really not a very believable earned run average for how well he has pitched this year. Guzmán the batter, and Holcomb starts him with a fastball over the outside corner called strike 1. With James Holcomb, you get a decent fastball, high 80s, low 90s with a little movement. He'll throw a curve, a slider, and a changeup, and usually everything will be low in the strike zone. Bourgeois, good lead at first. He bluffs the pitches, lined the other way towards the corner and slicing foul into the bleacher seats. Strike 2 against Guzmán, who is batting .264 this year, but against the Travelers, his batting average is .478. That is over 200 and 10 points higher than against the rest of the league. Guzmán must have been drooling when the Travs came into town last night, and he responded with 3 runs batted in, including the game-tying sac fly and the game-winning single. Next pitch, fouled straight back as Guzmán attacks a high fastball from Holcomb. 6 homers for Jesus Guzmán, 35 RBIs. He's been taken away from his usual third base position. Yesterday played second base with Matt Tuiasosopo, one of the top prospects for the Mariners. Here's a pitch out, nothing doing, but Wilson had to leap in the air to bring in that fastball from Holcomb that really was a little closer to the plate than you would like, but was about 2 feet above the batter's head. 1-2 to count. Bourgeois, 7 steals, 8 tries, and leads league with 5 triples. He is blazing speed. Holcomb throws to first, check on him, and he dives back in. Nothing score, bottom of the first. Travs already playing without a full deck. Aaron Peel ejected at the top of the first for using a non-regulation bat. Here's the 1-2 at Bourgeois, 1 running. It is low. Wilson throw to second base. He's going to skip off of the runner. Really didn't have a chance to throw Bourgeois out. He got a huge jump. Plus, the pitch was in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Bourgeois has now stolen 8 bases in 9 tries. One area where Holcomb struggles holding runners on base. That is the 8th steal he's allowed in 11 chances. No chance for the double play now. Remember, Guzmán killing the Travs. 7 RBIs against the Travs this year. Here's a 2-2 pitch. A fastball chopped towards first base. Off the line, Porter makes the play. Circles around first and beats Guzmán to the bag for the unassisted putout, while Bourgeois advances to third base. 2 outs, and Wladimir Balentien coming up. Balentien is the top prospect on this Missions ball club and is on the 40-man roster of the Seattle Mariners, a 21-year-old native of Curacao who hit 25 home runs last year in the California League. This year he's hit 14 home runs, driven in 47. It was 0 for 4 last night, leaving 4 men on. Here's a pitch, a slider outside from Holcomb, ball 1. Infield will play back. Balentien does have decent speed, but he's not really a guy to hit a lot of ground balls. He hits a lot of flies. The 1-0 from Holcomb, a slider low, ball 2. Balentien's 0 for 4 yesterday ended a 7-game hit streak and gives a little thought to the Mission people here that maybe he's about to go in a slump because Balentien is as streaky as it gets. Stretched by Holcomb, a 2-0 pitch. Balentien swings and misses. And goodness, what a cut on a fastball from Holcomb. The breeze just got a little stronger blowing out towards right center. 2-1 on Balentien. They'll try to go away. The pitch is a fastball up high, ball 3. Balentien is a free swinger, and he does like to go after fastballs, so 3-1, a dangerous count to give him a fastball if it's right down the middle. Here's Holcomb's pitch. Balentien will take a strike. He looked at the fastball, but that time at the knees. Good pitch by Holcomb. Full count on Balentien, 2 outs. At third base, Bourgeois, as the Missions try to get ahead in the first inning. Holcomb delivers, and it's lined towards right field. Pauly coming in. He misreads it, plays it on a bounce. Bourgeois scores on the base hit, and the throw goes to second with Balentien holding after the RBI single. Makes it 1-0 San Antonio. Well, Pauly just inserted into right field this inning after Peel's ejection, and he has to deal with the sun in his eyes coming over the third base stand, and looked like he didn't get a very good look at that soft fly by Balentien into right field. hit fairly well, but a couple more stepped in, and Paulie would have played it, but he hesitated, and it cost him a run. Mike Wilson now the batter, and Holcomb hits him with a changeup, and he didn't hold on too long enough. Wilson will take first base, and Balentien goes to second. First inning not looking very good for the Travelers. And a very odd ejection, one of the more weird ejections that I've ever seen in professional baseball. A player who apparently thought he was using a regular bat, but he was using his batting practice bat and was ejected for doing so. And then the guy who substitutes for him, Matt Paulie, is usually a decent outfielder, misplays a fly ball into an RBI single. Now Marshall Hubbard stands in. First and second, 2 outs. He's a left-hand batter in his 5th game at Double-A, and Holcomb's pitch. A fastball under the knees, inside, ball 1. Hubbard, who batted .265 at Single-A Inland Empire, is 7 for 16 with a mission. Straightaway stance, feet pretty far apart. Wilson's target on the outside corner. Here it is from Holcomb. Missed low. Wilson fires to second, and he almost throws it right into Balentien's helmet. Balentien ducked underneath it just at the last split second, allowing Wood to catch the throw. Balentien at second, Wilson at first. Outfield playing a couple of steps in. A 2-0 count on Hubbard. Holcomb checking second. Here it is, a ground ball to short. Moving to his right is Wood. Flips to second for the force out, and the inning is over. The Missions got 1 run here in the first inning on 2-base hit. No errors, 2 men stranded. After 1 inning, it's 1-0 San Antonio. Go to the top of the second on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope.
In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in central, north central, and northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Judging by karma in the first inning, this may be a tough one for the Arkansas Travelers. They lost their right fielder, Aaron Peel, for using a non-regulation bat with tape on the barrel and was ejected for doing so, losing a base hit in the process. And then the Mission score in the bottom of the first, thanks to a fly ball to right field that got lost in the sun for the right fielder, Matt Paulie. Well, we got 8 innings left to change the karma. And hopefully instant karma will get the Travs. Top of the second, number 4 batter, Matt Brown, stands into the box against Ryan Feierabend. Feierabend did allow a base hit to Peel, but didn't get credit for that hit. If you get a base hit with a non-regulation piece of equipment, that base hit doesn't count. So Matt Brown leads off the second, and here's Feierabend's first pitch. Swing and a miss, a fastball. And the count is 0-1. Feierabend seems to be the kind of pitcher that doesn't always throw his fastball at the same velocity. And he will muscle up on occasion, take something off it now and again. 0-1 to Brown. The slider with the back door open, called strike 2. Brown 0 for 4 in last night's loss. He's hitting .287. The left-hander's 0-2 pitch to Brown. Swing and a miss. High fastball struck him out. A 3-pitch strikeout, and that is the second consecutive whiff for Feierabend. Standing into the plate now, Greg Porter. This is just not a friendly ballpark when it comes to Greg Porter. Yesterday was the second time this season that he's hit a ball on the screws to dead center field, but it was caught at the warning track right here at the same ballpark. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, as Porter went after a fastball that was at least a couple of inches inside. A tough pitch to hit with Feierabend hitting his spots right now. Lefty versus lefty. Porter with a slight open stance now. And he goes after the 0-1 and fouls it at the plate. Strike 2. Porter last night 0 for 2. He did reach a couple of times with walks. Hit hard into a double play, and that fly ball he hit the center of the warning track came in the 8th inning as the Travs were down by 1 run. Just a few more feet on that fly ball, and it would have been a game-tying homer. As I mentioned, this is just not a friendly ballpark to left-handed hitters. Porter is 0 for 9 here at the Wolf this year. 0-2. Feierabend with a leg kick in the pitch. Slider low and away. Good eye by Porter. That was a good-looking pitch from Feierabend. On deck is Bobby Wilson. Porter batting .280 with 9 homers. Feierabend's 1-2. Strike 3 called. Third straight strikeout. That one on the outside corner with a fastball at 89 miles an hour. Now Bobby Wilson stands in. Hottest hitter on the ball club at the moment. Wilson with a base hit in 9 of his last 10 games, hitting .351 during that stretch. And had a couple of base hits yesterday, including an RBI double. Pitch to Wilson. Fastball at the knees, 0-1. Wilson's .309 batting average is the 7th highest in the league. The 0-1 fastball swing and a miss, and Feierabend challenged him that time, dialing it up to 90 miles an hour on the AT&T Yahoo high-speed radar gun. 2 outs, nobody on, and Feierabend trying to whip the side. The 0-2 to Wilson, high and outside, ball 1. Feierabend has struck out 3 in a row. Final out of the first and the 2 outs of the second. Here's the 1-2. Wilson takes it high and inside. Cut fastball from Feierabend evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Feierabend with the ball behind his back brings the hands together. Leg kick and the 2-2. Wilson swings and lines a base hit to right center. That'll fall in. Going over to the gap, the center fielder Boucher cuts it off. Wilson holds it first with the first or second base hit of the game, depending on how you look at it. Aaron Keel's base hit on the first doesn't count, as he was using a bat with tape on the barrel. And apparently that barrel had been cracked, and it's a normal occurrence to use a cracked bat during batting practice. That's why you see guys using bats with tape on the barrel during BP, because they don't want to use the bats in good condition. They'll use the ones that have some cracks and hold it together with tape. Nate Haynes stands in, lefty versus lefty. Haynes takes a fastball over the inside corner, strike 1. 5th game for Haynes with the Travs. Got a hit in all 4. 8 for 18 with 1 triple, 2 RBI. 1-0 San Antonio, top of the second. Runner at first is Wilson, and the 0-1 pitch. Haynes takes low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nate Haynes. Wilson a short lead with the sun in his eyes. Hubbard holding. Here's the 1-1. Haynes waits on the slider and slaps it out of play. Fly ball twisting over the home bullpen and in towards a berm area next to a couple of concession stands. 1-2 to count on Haynes. The Travs putting Matt Pauley in the lineup now. 2 lefties against Feierabend. The 1-2. Haynes swings a ground ball to the hole at short. Chasing is Navarro. He's able to scoop it up. He flips to second, and Bourgeois is there for the force out. Wilson is forced out 6-4. And a lot of range there shown by Ozzie Navarro. He went about 5 steps to his right and still had enough time to get the force out on Wilson. 6-4 at second base. No runs in the second for the Travs. 1 base hit and 1 man left. 1-0 San Antonio heading into the bottom of the second on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid's. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donaghy Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman, Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Into the bottom of the second inning at the Wolf Municipal Stadium, named for Nelson Wolf, former mayor of San Antonio, now the Bexar County judge, who took a pretty large role in getting this ballpark built by the county and also spearheaded San Antonio's effort to bring Major League Baseball to this fine sports town. But the Marlins, who were the team courted by San Antonio, and now the Marlins and the city government no longer talking about moving the fish here, and instead the Marlins are focusing on trying to get a ballpark built somewhere in southern Florida right now, talking about the Hialeah area, which is only about the 8th different place, but the Marlins have tried to get a ballpark built. Missions leading 1-0. Bottom of the second inning, Justin Rusty standing in against James Holcomb. Rusty, the backup catcher, getting the start today, hitting .254 in the season with 3 homers and 17 RBIs. First pitch from Holcomb, way outside, ball 1. James giving up a run on 2 base hits, plus 1 hit batter and a steal in the first inning. Here's the 1-0 to Rusty. Line drive to right for a base hit. He pokes a fastball halfway on the outside corner. And collects a leadoff single, the third base hit of the game for the Missions. And Matt Rogelstad now comes to the plate. Rogelstad had recently come from Single A Inland Empire, where he had been batting .233, but he's had plenty of time with the Missions this year as well. This will be his 13th game with the Missions. Left-hand batter, a first pitch grounded to the mound. Holcomb plays it, throws to second. Woods there for a force out. The relay will rack him up for 2. 6-4-3 double play. That's the 4th double play the Travs have turned in 2 games. 2 outs. Holcomb gets those 2 outs and only 3 pitches. Here's Ozzie Navarro. Split fielding shortstop, made a fine play to get the Missions out of the top of the second. Moving deep into the hole at shortstop and forcing Bobby Wilson out at second base. Pitch on the way from Holcomb. Navarro showing bunt, takes a fastball over the outside corner, called strike 1. Navarro out of Venezuela, batting .247 with 1 homer. The 0-1 is chopped at the plate and foul. Plate umpire Mahan Went to Navarro to say that foul ball hit the batter while he was in the box. Mission's roster heavily loaded with kids from Venezuela. Last night starting pitcher Yorman Bizardo. Yesterday starting catcher Luis Oliveros. And then Guzman and Navarro. The 0-2 is outside, ball one. A couple of players from Australia for the Missions as well, and reliever Ryan Roland Smith and starting pitcher Travis Blackley. 1-2 to Navarro. Holcomb with a changeup, got it to pop it in a shallow right center. Charging in is Paulie. Paulie there to make the catch. Side retired, no runs, one hit for the Missions, nobody left. And James Holcomb did get a double play. Going into the top of the third, the Missions 1, the Travelers nothing on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Is your house looking a bit under the weather? Have extreme weather conditions taken their toll on your home's exterior? The solution isn't more paint. It's weather-resistant vinyl siding from Sears Home Central. Call Sears now for a free in-home estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Sears vinyl siding resists tough weather and keeps your home looking great for years. It has the attractive look of freshly painted wood, yet you'll never need to scrape and paint your home again because vinyl siding from Sears is virtually maintenance-free. Best of all, Sears makes getting your new siding job easy and affordable. Just call Sears now for your free in-home estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Not available in all areas. Services and materials provided by a Sears authorized contractor. License numbers available on request. So if your house is looking under the weather, call Sears for vinyl siding now. 1-800-531-7785. That's 1-800-531-7785.
Claude Markham on working in the United States Navy.
I'm an aviation ordnanceman, second class. It's an indescribable feeling being up on the flight deck and just being next to them, pulling the pin from the weapon launcher before they take off. It's a big rush inside, and not many people my age can do the job that I do out in the outside at such a young age.
Most jobs reveal what you do. Ours reveal who you are. To learn more, check out Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Navy. Accelerate your life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the third at the Wolf. The Travelers trailing 1-0. Arkansas sending number 8 batter Devin Day to lead off, followed by Eric Rodland and Dwayne Bacon. Trav fans, tickets on sale right now for the last game at Ray Winder Field. Sunday, September 3rd, when the Springfield Cardinals come to Little Rock, we say goodbye to Ray Winder Field with a special 1 o'clock first pitch. And tickets are available right now by dialing up the Travs at 664-1555 or go to the Ray Winder Field box office in person. Pitch on the way to Devin Day. Swings through a fastball, misses from Ryan Feierabend, the count 0-1. On Day, batting 200. The pitch is lined foul over the home bullpen, and it is 0-2. Day, 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts last night. Started this road trip hitting the ball well, but now has gone 12 at-bats with no hit. 0-2 pitch comes from Feierabend. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Feierabend, and that time another 3-pitch strikeout, which is his second strikeout on 3 pitches. And he finished Day off with a fastball. 1 out, Eric Rodland standing in. Although Rodland had no base hits yesterday, he made a stupendous double play, catching a line drive, leaping in the air by 4 or 5 feet, and then doubling off a runner at first. Pitch on the way to the lefty, and it is there for a called strike at the knee. Mentioned about all the lefties now in the lineup with Peel ejected and Matt Pauly in. There are 4 left-handers against Feierabend, and here's the 0-1. Rodland takes a changeup, strike 2. A little movement away from Rodland, but it came right down the middle. Feierabend doing nothing but throwing a whole lot of strikes. 0-2 pitch. Rodland, a high bouncing ball up the middle. Bourgeois, the second baseman, quickly throws, and Rodland is out. Two away. Dwayne Bacon up next. Feierabend doesn't seem to have any real advantage against left-handers, at least statistically. Righties bat 269 against him, lefties 262. Righties have hit most of the home runs. He's given up 8 this year, 7 home runs hit by a right-hander. Dwayne Bacon steps in. The pitch to Bacon, showing bunt. He takes it at the knees, a called strike. One of those 8 homers off Feierabend was hit by Brandon Wood on April 26th here at Wolf Stadium in a 2-1 Traveler win. 0-1 pitch. Bacon showing bunt, drags it along the third base line, but it bounces foul. Feierabend hustles over to foul territory and scoops it up. And it is 0-2 after the foul ball bunt. Wood's 2-run homer was all the Travs needed on April 26th. Remember that Stephen Shell pitched that ball game, and the Travs beat the Missions 2-1. And then they proceeded to lose the next 3. 1-0 San Antonio, top of the third. 2 outs and nobody on for Dwayne Bacon, who flied to right field in the first inning. Matt Pauley on deck. The leg kick by Feierabend and the 0-2. Bacon chops it foul outside third. Feierabend seems to he doesn't seem to care much if it's a righty or a lefty to throw that sweeping breaking ball, but he also can throw a backdoor slider to right-handers. 0-2 to Bacon. Fastball inside. Ball 1. That was a pretty close pitch. Aiming for the inside corner, but just off the corner by maybe an inch or 2. 1-2 on Dwayne. And he'll try for that inside corner again. Here it is. Got the corner. Strike 3 call. That time a slider bending at the knees right on the inside corner, and that is strikeout number 5 for Ryan Feierabend in 3 shutout innings. 3 up, 3 down for the Travs in the third. Bottom of the third coming up. The Missions 1, the Travs 0 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time. Every woman,
Moe's Burritos, 2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's in North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-tank trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Park Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Fans still filtering in here to the Wolf. You late arrivees. Almost 45 minutes after the first pitch, and the Missions leading 1-0. Always a nice feeling if you come to a ballpark late. Not that that's anything I've been doing for the last 12 years, but coming to a ballpark late, look up at the scoreboard and see your team's already winning before you even got there. Almost makes you want to leave the ballpark again if you believe in sort of superstitions like that. Top of the Missions order against James Holcomb. Holcomb allowing a run on 3 base hits in his 2 innings, and Sebastian Boucher goes after a first pitch curve and bounces it foul off the first base railing in front of the Arkansas dugout. Bill Edwards will jog out there and flip the ball into the crowd. Boucher tried to bunt his way onto the first, but Holcomb threw him out. The 0-1. Showing bunt again. He takes the changeup outside, 1-1. Boucher followed by Bourgeois, and then Jesús Guzmán. Holcomb winds and delivers a 1-1. It slides in the air towards center, and it's falling, a base hit. Line drive single for Sebastian Boucher. Mission's fourth base hit of the night off Holcomb. So Holcomb has faced 10 batters, allowing 4 hits. And he also hit 1 batter, so at the moment the Missions are reaching base against Holcomb at a percentage rate of 50. Number 2 batter Jason Bourgeois stands in. Now let's see how the Missions play this situation. They got a good base stealer, Boucher at first. Contact batter and Bourgeois at the plate. A pitch up high, ball 1. The Missions manager Darren Brown flashing signs 5 steps behind the coach's box at third base. Boucher leads off 5 feet, and Holcomb a slow throw over there. Threw it pretty high. Porter had to reach up and bring it in. 1-0 San Antonio, bottom 3. The Mission scored in the first inning. Wladimir Balentien's 2-out flare to right field. A base hit that scored Bourgeois. There goes Boucher running. The pitch is a strike. Wilson's throw way high. Nice job by Rodlin bringing that one in. Otherwise, Wilson's throw would have sailed into center field. A ball and a strike on Bourgeois, but now the Missions have stolen 2 bases in 2 attempts against the combination of Holcomb and Wilson. Now with nobody out, Bourgeois may just try to move Boucher over. Rodlin playing deep at second and Wood holding Boucher on. The 1-1 pitch is bunted towards third. Charging Day lets it bounce foul and scoops it up with a leather in the foul grass. Strike 2 on Bourgeois. He had the element of surprise there and would have legged it out if Day was forced to field it in fair territory. The Missions have the Travs guessing here. Travs not looking very comfortable at the plate against Ryan Feierabend, and on the mound, James Holcomb struggling so far. A 1-2 pitch. Line drive foul into the second level of box seats past the Arkansas dugout at first base. Stands here at the Wolf extend from corner to corner. No seats in the outfield, but a grassy berm past left. Everything's in foul territory here. Holcomb needs a strikeout. The 1-2 to Bourgeois. Chopper over the mound. This will move the runner up. Brandon Wood fields it in back of second and fires for the out at first. But Bourgeois' ground out moves Boucher to third base for the 3-hitter, Jesus Guzmán. The Mission's playing very fundamental ball here, at least offensively, in the first 3 innings. Bourgeois sacrifices his at-bat to move Boucher up. And with the Missions leading 1-0, Ty Boykin has decided to draw the infield up. A try for the out at home against Boucher with Guzmán batting. And Holcomb will go from the stretch. Here's a pitch. A slider ripped foul outside third as Guzmán was way in front of Holcomb's slow breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Guzmán bounced out in the first inning. 2 for 4 in the series. Boucher down the line, 4 steps. Holcomb's 0-1. Check swing foul ball, and it glanced off the umpire's right hand. And the hand turned away and then turns back to Bobby Wilson, slapped the ball into the glove, and Wilson will walk the ball to the mound. Holcomb gets ahead of Guzmán with 2 very big strikes. Now we'll try to finish him off. 36 strikeouts for Holcomb over 58 innings pitched. Season high strikeout total 8. That was achieved here in San Antonio, April 28. 0-2, high fastball. Holcomb in his first 2 starts against the Missions had struck out 15 hitters in 12 and a third innings, but still looking for his first strikeout of tonight. 1-2 the count. Target inside. Here it is. Guzmán is swinging a chopper foul outside third. Here an Air Force fighter jet off in the distance. It just flew past left field. We are close to Kelly Air Force Base. Well, that is defunct Kelly Air Force Base, now Lackland Air Force Base, the only military reservation nearby the park. 1-2 pitch. Guzmán, a check swing foul ball. Holcomb threw a fastball, rising not only higher, but inside towards Guzmán. As he swung the bat about a quarter of the way to the plate, the ball came right up and met it. And so Holcomb catches a break. It's still a count of 1-2. 1 out. Boucher at third. He's ready to charge on anything hit. Holcomb checks the runner, lifts the leg, delivers. Swinging a fly ball hit into left field. That'll be enough to score the run. Dwayne Bacon has it measured 10 feet in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. Here comes Boucher, and he will score standing up. 2-0 San Antonio with Guzmán driving in his 6th run in the last 3 games. Just another manufactured run by the Mission. A single by Boucher, a steal of second base, moves to third and a ground out, and scores on a sacrifice fly. 36th run batted in for Guzmán, his 8th against the Travs. Now Wladimir Balentien standing in a pitch to the right-hander. A curveball dead down the middle, strike 1. Balentien came to the plate in the first. With Bourgeois at third base and 2 outs, he drove him in with a flare single to right. The 0-1 snapped a curveball on the outside corner, called strike 2, and that was a beaut. No balls, 2 strikes on Balentien. Holcomb's next pitch, fastball outside. The Missions with a run in the first and a run here in the third. 2-0 San Antonio. Travelers only 1 hit through 3 innings. Holcomb's 1-2 to Balentien is fouled straight back, and Balentien put a huge cut on that. He only knows one way to swing. Big. No such thing as a 2-strike approach for Balentien. A 2-strike approach for him might be to swing harder. Another 1-2. Reached out for a slider, taps it down the third base line. Day will let Holcomb field it, and his throw nowhere in time. Balentien reaches with an infield single, and he is 2 for 2. Well, a good pitch by Holcomb. But with Balentien's free swinging style, he was so far ahead of that pitch. All he could do was hit a little tapper that went about halfway to third base. Holcomb got there before Day, but even a strong throw would have been late. Base hit number 5 for the Missions, the second of the inning. The batter now Mike Wilson. Holcomb's fastball up high, ball 1. Wilson hit by a pitch in the first inning. It was the 8th batter that Holcomb has hit this year. At first base, Balentien, decent speed. The 1-0 to Wilson, high and inside, ball 2. Wilson, a chiseled product of Booker T. High School in Tulsa. 3rd-round pick in 2001, just making his first 2 starts ever at Double-A. He is thick, about 240 pounds. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a pop-up out of play over the first base dugout, and that'll get way out of the ballpark over to the entrance area of Wolf Stadium. 2 balls and a strike on Mike Wilson, who was 0 for 3 yesterday. Holcomb finds the sign. Still a short lead by Balentien at first. There he goes. The 2-1 very high. Wilson's throw to second base is not in time. The 3rd steal of the game for the Missions. Not a bad throw by Wilson. It skips up to the second baseman Rodland. But once again, a steal off of Holcomb rather than a steal off the catcher. Holcomb has now allowed 10 steals and 13 tries this year, and the Missions a perfect 3 for 3 in stolen bases tonight. 3-1 the count on Wilson. Holcomb checks Balentien and delivers. Outside, ball 4. First walk of the game, but the second time Wilson is on base without having to swing the bat. Now Marshall Hubbard comes up. Ty Boykin comes to the top step of the dugout, kneeling on his left knee, waiting to watch Holcomb against Hubbard. Hubbard He was 2 for 4 yesterday. Hit a ground ball in the first to shortstop for a fielder's choice. First and second, 2 outs, a run home. The Missions leading by a pair. Holcomb comes with a changeup and found the outside corner, strike 1. Hubbard, a product of Ashland, Virginia. Mariners' 8th-round pick in 2004 from University of North Carolina. Here's an 0-1. Hubbard, the check swing and a curveball. Did he get out of the way? He did. Did he swing? He did not. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hubbard. 5th game at Double-A for Hubbard. He is 7 for 17. Balentien at second and Wilson at first. Infield is playing deep. Holcomb's 1-1. Inside to Hubbard, ball 2. Couple of base hits here in the 3rd inning. 2 steals, 1 walk, and a sacrifice fly for the run. The pitch to Hubbard, slapped foul back this way. Two balls, 2 strikes on Marshall Hubbard, and Holcomb trying to wiggle out of trouble. He's already allowed 1 run. 2 runs total in 2 2/3 innings. Hubbard with a straightaway stance. Slight bend of the knees. 2-2 offering. Slider, he laid off, ball 3. On deck is Justin Rutsey. Holcomb 1 pitch out of the strike zone away from loading the bases. Here's the stretch. And the 3-2, the runners go. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. And that'll end the 3rd inning. The Missions, however, score 1 run with 2 base hits, 2 stolen bases, and 2 men left. 3 innings are in the Big Bad scorebook, and it's all San Antonio for the moment. The Missions 2, the Travelers nothing, heading into the 4th on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always follows the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safely. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Stone Lakes Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road, Stone Lake features a unique link-style course and some of the most reasonable green speeds around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Lakes has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelakes.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes.
Faithfully chronicling the Bush administration implosion.
Air America Little Rock.
1380 KDXE North Little Rock.
Tough 3 innings for the Travs tonight. They lost their right fielder, Aaron Peel, in the 1st inning due to an ejection because of illegal equipment. And the Missions take a lead in the 1st inning with 1 run. They tack on another run in the 3rd. And so 3 innings in, it's 2-0 San Antonio. This is Phil Elson on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE and MinorLeagueBaseball.com. The Travelers and the Missions in the 2nd game of a 3-game series. San Antonio picking up a win last night, 4-3. The Missions have won 4 of 5. Travelers have lost 4 of 5. Here's Matt Pauley to lead off the 4th inning. Lefty versus lefty, and Pauley takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. First at-bat for Pauley. Replacing Aaron Peel in right field when Peel was ejected in the 1st for using a bat that had tape on the barrel. 0-1 is popped up back this way, and it's going to Get into the box deep, bounce over the concourse and into the second level, and it's 0-2. Hawley batting .216 with 7 home runs and 22 runs batted in. Last night was 0 for 4 and is 2 for 21 on the road trip. 0-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul. It goes 4 feet outside first base. Checking out the totals for the Travelers: no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They have left only 1 man on. The Missions, 2 runs on 5 base hits, no errors with 4 runners left. Feierabend struck out 5 batters, and the Missions left-hander ahead of Hawley. 0-2. The pitch. Check swing, strike 3. Went after a slider, and that is strikeout number 6 for Ryan Feierabend. One out. Brandon Wood standing in. Wood was the first strikeout victim for Feierabend when he had him swinging to end of the first inning. Wood batting .287 with 16 homers and 51 RBIs. The first pitch, a changeup outside, ball 1. Wood with a solo home run yesterday. He's homered twice in this ballpark, the other time off of Feierabend, the 1-0. Swing and a drive in a deep center field. That'll send Boucher back, and he's looking up at the wall. It is into the batter's eye. Dead center field. Brandon Wood with his 17th home run of the season, well over 400 feet away. A no-doubt shot by Brandon Wood, who has now homered twice in the series. And that ball had vapor trails behind it. It got out of here in about 3 seconds. Wood's 5th home run against the Missions. 12th RBI, and that makes it a 2-1 lead for San Antonio. Matt Brown, the batter, and he takes it high, ball 1. Feierabend cruised along through his first 3 1/3 innings until Wood hammers that 1-0 fastball dead to center. As I mentioned in the pregame show, you rarely see balls hit over the center field wall here. The 1-0 to Brown has popped up out of play. Slicing over the box seats at first base into the concourse, takes a big bounce. Now it'll go over to a grassy berm. And about 200 kids chase after the ball, and the count 1-1 on Brown. That was the 9th home run Feierabend has allowed. The first home run since May 24th, when he gave up 4 homers in a 17-2 loss at Tulsa. 1-1 pitch to Brown. Swing and a miss on the Feierabend slider, strike 2. Matt Brown struck out in the second. And is 0 for 5 in the series with 2 strikeouts. Nobody on after Wood cleared the bases. And the 1-2 on the way. Brown gets out of the way of a fastball inside, 2-2. So Wood now with 17 homers, pulled to within 2 of the league lead. Hunter Pence and Joe Kashansky sharing the lead each with 19 long balls. A 2-2 to Brown in the dirt, ball 3. Brandon now with 52 runs batted in, tied with Billy Butler for the league for 4th in the league in RBI. That was his 45th extra base hit. 3-2 pitch. Brown swings and misses, striking out again. That time a straight changeup that dove straight down. Strikeout number 7 for Ryan Feierabend, who is now just 3 strikeouts shy of his season high. Feierabend must have figured something out over the previous 2 starts, as he didn't have more than 1 start with 7 strikeouts in a game, and then the last 2 starts he has struck out 18 batters combined coming into this one, and 7 more strikeouts today. Here's Greg Porter. Feierabend with a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Porter, a strikeout victim in the second. He was the only batter caught looking. Caught on a fastball. 1-0 the count on Porter, and Feierabend's pitch. Low, ball 2. 2-1 the Missions here in the 4th inning. Brandon Wood with a solo home run. deep to center over the 402-foot mark, and it was about 10 feet above the fence. That ball must have gone 430 feet. 2-0 pitch. Porter a check swing. It's a called strike over the low outside corner. 2-1. Porter hasn't homered at this ballpark, so it's come close twice. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and popped out of play over the home bullpen on the left field side. A lot of grassy area in the stands here at Wolf Stadium, giving kids a chance to scamper along, finding foul ball. A nice crowd on hand tonight. There's at least 5,000 people here. 2-2 to Porter. Another foul ball. And that'll be another souvenir. 2 outs, no one on for Porter. Feierabend has struck out 4 of the last 6 batters he's faced. A 2-2 pitch from the left-hander. Porter swings a high fly ball deep down the left field line, giving Chase Wilson to foul territory, but that is into the first row. Foul ball, third in a row hit by Porter. And the count is still 2-2. The Missions this year averaging 3,854 fans at the park per game. Should be over that mark tonight. 2-2 to Porter. Outside, good eye takes the change up and runs the count full. On deck is Bobby Wilson. Feierabend, no walk, 7 strikeouts. The payoff is fouled at the plate, and it caught a piece of the back part of the catcher's box after Porter hit it off the underside of the bat. Still 3-2, and Porter has fouled off 4 of the 8 pitches that Feierabend has shown him. Now another payoff pitch. Porter swings and fouls it straight back this time. Getting some good cuts. Nine-pitch at-bat between Feierabend and Porter. The next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8. He struck out the side. Finished off Porter with a changeup. Travelers get their lone run of the game on Brandon Wood's 17th home run of the season. That's the only base hit of the 4th. So the Travelers trail 2-1 against the Missions, going to the bottom half of the 4th inning on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We get into the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Arkansas Travelers trailing the San Antonio Missions by a score of 2-1. Travelers getting their lone run on Brandon Wood's 17th home run of the season. Now that came in the top of the 4th. Meanwhile, the Missions put up a run in the 1st and the 3rd. They'll start with number 7 batter Justin Rutsey here in the 4th inning. Phil Elson now joined by League President Tom Kaiser here on the broadcast. Tom, second time you're joining me in a little over a week. Try this one. That's a little better.
Oh, you've given me a live microphone.
Yes. It is impossible to muzzle Tom Kaiser even if you give him a bad microphone. So here he is. Tom joined us on the All-Star broadcast exactly 1 week ago. We saw Texas League history 2 different ways, and we'll get to that in a minute as Rusty stands in. James Holcomb with a windup and a pitch to the catcher of the Missions, low ball 1. Oh, he had the first matchup of All-Star managers who are African Americans and Dave Clark and Tyrone Boykin. But what we also saw was the first ever 1-0 shutout in a Texas League All-Star game, the one-hitter Rusty. He hits it down the left field line in the air, and it slices foul just before getting out of the park. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rusty, who singled in the second. A 1-0 game, Tom, in an All-Star game. Now, I mean, we were expecting to see some pretty heavy pitching, but I think everybody else was surprised with a 1-0 score.
I think that I was surprised that there was a 1-0 score, especially since you had so many good offensive players on both sides.
The 1-1, a breaking ball for a strike on Rusty, 1-2. Not only do I think that game said something about the level of the pitching that we have in the Texas League this year, is the 1-2 to Rusty. It was in the third. It's 2-2. I think it says something about the level of power pitching we have in the league this year. There were 21 strikeouts in that game.
Well, and some pretty good ball players were abused. You look at the middle of the North lineup, and you had...
Here's a 2-2 to Rusty. Fastball inside, a full count.
You had Alex Gordon and Billy Butler, 2 pretty doggone good prospects at Wichita, and they were 1 for 8 with 7 strikeouts.
And those guys usually don't strike out very much either.
Yeah.
Here's a 3-2 pitch to Rusty. Fouls it over the net, and it gets into one of the empty suites just to the right of the broadcast level, and the count's still 3-2 on Rusty. He's followed by Matt Rogelstad and Ozzie Navarro.
But you really had to feel sorry for everybody on both sides. It's a miracle. You know, let's see, I'm hitting against Thomas Diamond. Oh, goody.
3-2 pitch. Off the outside corner, ball 4. And you give a guy like Diamond, I mean, he knows he's just going to pitch 1 inning. He went up there and was throwing as hard as he possibly could.
But, I mean, Gutierrez, Albers, Diamond, even Blackley, who gives you a different look. Or then you end the game against Estrada and Peguero. Oh, boy.
Pretty unfair.
Yeah. And then on the other side, I mean, the East were no slouch. I mean, lead off with Jimenez and Murillo. Oh, boy.
And Ryan Braun proved to be the more dominating pitcher on the North Division squad from Wichita. Rogelstad takes a high fastball. Rogelstad hit into a double play in the second inning. That went to 6-4-3. Pardon me, went to 1-6-3. We scored that there. Rusty leading from first. 2-1 the Missions in the 4th inning. No outs. It's the left-hander is bouncing up the middle where Roblin boots the ball. He was going to try to play it on 1 hop behind second base and start 2, but it bounces off his glove, off the heel of his glove, and into center field. And that'll be an error on Eric Roblin. That is a very big play there.
I suspect that ball had a little English on it, the way it was hit. It was not solidly hit. It was a little looper. Fought the ball off and just had a little bit of a bad bounce.
So it'll be the 11th error of the season on Roblin. And instead of the bases empty and 2 outs, there's 2 men on and nobody out. Bringing up Ozzie Navarro. This is a sack bunt situation. In front of the runner is first Porter. Brown holding at third. Here's a pitch. Navarro squaring, taking low, ball 1. You know who I feel sorry for, Tom? And, I mean, I've never seen it before. I kind of feel bad for Aaron Peel getting ejected in the first inning after a base hit, no less, for using a bat that had tape on the barrel.
Honest to goodness, I've never... It was as open an act as you'll ever see. There was no subterfuge. I don't think that it was done with any intent. He went to bat by all appearances, with his DP bat.
1-0 pitch, bunted. That'll move the runners up. Holcomb comes off the mound towards third. He throws it low and right between the wickets of Eric Roblin. It came from second to cover. It goes to the bullpen. 1 run scores as Rusty crosses the plate, and they'll be second and third for the Missions on the 2nd error of the inning. Game's starting to fall away from the Trabs. They had a chance to really get out of the inning on Rogelstad's 1 hopper. It'll be a sacrifice bunt for Navarro, and he does deserve credit for the sack bunt. But Holcomb's throw went straight into the ground. Rodland would have had to close the 5-hole in order to stop that ball, but it went right between his legs over to the visiting bullpen. And goodness, all kinds of mistakes by the Travelers tonight. No RBI for Navarro. Rocky scoring on the play to make it 3-1. And Rogelsad, who reached on the first error of the inning, now advances to third base.
He'd have need lessons from Marc-Andre Fleury for that little jewel.
For those listening back in Little Rock, Marc-Andre Fleury is a goalie for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Unfamiliar to Phil Nelson and myself, obviously.
Very much so. Sebastian Boucher stands in. The infield plays for the out at home. A pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Now, Tom, I mean, usually if there's an ejection of a ball player, a lot of times there's a fine or a suspension. But in this case for Aaron Peel, do you see that happening?
I will reserve comment on that.
Here's an 0-1 to Boucher. Chops it along the first baseline. Foul, 0-2.
The first parts of the penalty have rightfully been imposed. The rule says that the umpire is to eject the player, that no advance is to occur on the play, that any hit is nullified and the player is ejected. He imposed any further disciplinary actions as he feels appropriate.
0-2 to Boucher. Holcomb's fastball is high. Second and third for the Missions. Nobody out. One runner scored on a walk, 2 errors, and a sacrifice bunt. Ugly inning here. Now, usually if somebody doctors a bat, as you mentioned, Tom, there was no subterfuge here. The 1-2 pitch, a slider low. Wilson had to move to his right to block it. But if there's a problem with the bat and someone's ejected, usually it's because the bat has been corked or something that they're hiding.
Right.
Cupping, drilling into the bat a little too far.
Or driving headless nails into the barrel, make it heavy.
2-2 pitch. Boucher swinging a ground ball up the middle, a base hit to center. Rogelsad is home. Navarro coming around third base, and the throw goes to second. A 2-run single for Sebastian Boucher, and the Missions have pulled to a 4-run lead, 5-1.
And really, the pitcher has nobody to blame but himself for creating at least one of those runs, putting the runner in scoring position.
Well, the leadoff walk is also something that no pitcher wants to do, too. Here's Ken Patterson out of the dugout. He walks to the mound, and Kyle Eden starts to warm up in the Traveler bullpen. So I guess what I'm asking is, when it came to Peel's situation, it really just seemed to be a case of forgetfulness, or of maybe a little bit of a lack of concentration when he reached into his bat bag and came out with something that had tape on it, right on the barrel.
On the other hand, it could have been an extraordinary amount of concentration. He was completely zoned in on what he was supposed to be doing in preparation for hitting. And that he may have seen but not, he may have looked at it but not seen. You know what I'm saying? He was so concentrated.
Just going back to when I remember that play where Peel was thrown out on, I could hear it in the crack of the bat. It sounded like a broken bat, and exactly what it was.
In looking at the bat shortly afterward, it is broken.
In many different places. Now
it's being held together by tape.
Here's Jason Bourgeois standing into the plate, and a pitch on the way. And it is low, ball 1. I mean, I'm glad that we can laugh about it. It is somewhat funny. I have to be honest about it. I feel awful for Peel because that was embarrassing for him to get thrown out because of an illegal bat. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that have seen more games than me here that have never seen that before. Roy Acuff, the San Antonio broadcaster, has been doing these games for 18 years. He'd never seen that either.
I honestly can't remember ever seeing anything like that. I mean, again, by all appearances, he took his deep back of the tape, clearly taped from the label all the way to the end of the bat. And it's like, well, you can't use that.
Now, I had mentioned to the listeners, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, that you can have tape on the bat, but it's got to be on the handle, and it's only allowed to be as long as the plate is wide. As it pitches inside the Bourgeois, it's 2-0.
I think the rule book says 18 inches, or no further than the label. And it also says that if it's not excluded at the beginning of the game, you can't exclude it later.
2-0 pitch is high again, and Holcomb missing up high 3 times in a row, 3-0.
You know, because we were just reading that rule.
We've all just brushed up on our bat rules, on the clarifications on how the bat can be handled. 3-0 pitch, Bourgeois takes low. It's the second walk of the inning, and all 5 men that have come to the plate have reached. Eden continues to get ready, and it looks like he's going to be called on pretty soon. Ty Boykin is emerging from the dugout, and this will be it for James Holcomb. The 4th inning has just been a nightmare for James.
He could very easily have gotten out of this inning, it being a 2-1 game, no runs scored. It's unfortunate that there was the error at second base, and then his own spiking of the ball at the feet of the first baseman.
So Holcomb lasts 3+ innings, leaves with the Travs trailing 5-1. This will be a call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. You can turn a double play with AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. Make calls and access the internet at the same time using just one line. Learn more online at att.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. We'll take a 60-second break with Kyle Edens on the mound for the Travelers. 5-1 the Missions on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out att.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if att.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at att.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and federal notice will cost recovery fee extra. High-speed internet and credit applied after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/offer details. Not available in all areas.
Still in the bottom of the 4th inning, San Antonio Missions have scored 3 runs to take a 5-1 lead over the Arkansas Travelers. James Holcomb, one of his shortest appearances of the year, lasting only 3 innings, giving up 6 base hits, as of now 5 runs. Of those runs, 2 unearned right now, and we'll reserve judgment for the rest of them when this inning is over. Eden inherits men at first and second. Sebastian Boucher had a 2-run single. He's at second base. Jason Bourgeois had walked. He's at first. Jesus Guzmán, the batter. Guzmán hit a sac fly in the 3rd inning. Give the Missions a 2-0 lead. Here's Eden's pitch. Low ball 1. Edens, who is returning to his hometown. Born and raised in San Antonio, though these days lives outside Fort Worth. 7th appearance with the Travelers, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 save, and a .485 earned run average. A pickoff play at second, but no throw. Boucher diving in with no throw from Eden.
Suppose he had a fair number of people on the pass list this evening?
Probably so. Eden's one of the few Travelers that is allowed to drive his own vehicle here in San Antonio as a ground ball pulled to third. And Brown will try to start 2. The out at second base. Roblin to first. Double play. A huge double play. 5-4-3 on the Twin killing. They do advance Boucher to third base, but Bourgeois forced out at second. That's the second double play of this game turned by the Travs. Here's Wladimir Balentien. I'll tell you what, Tom, we have a lot of guys from Texas on the ball club. Brandon Wood, for one thing, he was born in Austin. Of course, lived most of his life in Scottsdale. Then Aaron Peel, San Angelo. Greg Porter from Denton. Aaron Pullen, who was with the ball club, from Midland. And now Kyle Edens from San Antonio. Pitch on the way. Low and outside to Balentien, who was 2 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. Also, Ken Patterson, Traveler pitching coach, hails from Waco. He and Eden, both graduates of Baylor. A 1-0 to Balentien. Fastball inside, ball 2.
Well, and of course, you know that Roy Acuff is a loyal Baylor Bear.
How can I not?
Long-time broadcaster in college sports over there.
Eden's trying to keep it 5-1. Here's his 2-0 pitch. Low and outside to Balentien, 3-0.
Hey, he's actually been in this league 20 years because he had a year in 1974 when he was the broadcaster for the Victoria Toros in their only season in the Texas League.
3-0 pitch. A high bouncing ball towards short. Charging Wood gloves it, throws on the run, right on the money, and that'll end the inning. That's a great play by Brandon Wood to end the fourth. The Mission scored 3 runs on just 1 hit. There were 2 errors and 1 man stranded. Tom, thanks very much for your time.
Glad to be here. I love coming on, and of course, nice to be here when I can help explain a sticky situation.
That's exactly right. That was a stroke of luck. Tom Kaiser, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again, Tom. It is 5-1. San Antonio leads. We go to the 5th on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Uses direct. AgPro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
4 innings in the book. Travs having a tough time with the San Antonio Missions. The Missions 5 and the Travelers 1. Travs committing 2 errors in the 4th inning, leading to a pair of unearned runs. Line on James Holcomb, 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, walked 3 and struck out 1 batter. Bobby Wilson leads off the 5th. Ryan Feierabend has been outstanding. Hits in the swing and miss in front of a changeup, and it's 0-1. Only 2 base hits off Feierabend in 4 innings. Wilson had the first. A line drive to right of the second. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Wilson in front of the changeup again, and it dove into the dirt. Strike 2. The other Traveler hit drove in the only Traveler run. Brandon Wood, a solo homer in the 4th. The 0-2 from Feierabend. Wilson strikes out swinging. 3 straight changeups to Wilson. And it is very rare to see a pitcher throw 3 consecutive changeups. Boy, that is strikeout number 9 for Ryan Feierabend, his 3rd in a row. And the last 5 outs that Feierabend has recorded, all coming on a strikeout. Nathan Haynes standing in. Lefty versus lefty. Feierabend winds and delivers. And Haynes grounds to shortstop. 1 step to his right. Navarro with a clean field. The throw over is in time, and Haynes is out number 2. Haynes now 0 for 2. And next up is Devin Day. Boy, this is a very quick 2 outs for Ryan Feierabend, just 4 pitches. And as of now, Ryan Feierabend is dominating. Looks like the difference between Feierabend today and when we last saw him is his command, especially with a changeup. See somebody this young, 20 years old, with a great feel for the off-speed pitch. And a left-hander with a fastball in the low 90s. This is a good prospect. Here's the pitch today. Devin fouls it off. And after a fastball, and he loops it over the net back this way, over the press box. 0-1. Day struck out in the 3rd inning. And that was on 3 pitches. Feierabend into the glove end, the 0-1. Day, a foul ball back again. Just a couple of inches over the net. It bounces off the facade of the press box into the box seat. And the count is 0-2 on Day, who hasn't had a hit in 13 at-bats. Nobody on, 2 men out, and Feierabend trying for his 10th strikeout. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's 10 strikeouts through 5 innings for Ryan Feierabend. 3 in a row set down to the 5th inning, going into the bottom of the 5th. The Missions have the lead 5-1 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lit, hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at the Wolf. Nightfall starting to settle into the Alamo City. Game time temperature was 92 degrees today. Both the sun lying low and the sun no longer setting. It is 88 degrees here in San Antonio. Picture perfect night. Just a couple of wispy clouds up above. Mostly dark skies. Kyle Edens is back on the mound for the Travs. He'll pitch the 5th inning. That's 3 outs on just 5 pitches in the 4th. First pitch of the inning to Mike Wilson. A slow ground ball through the right side of the infield. A leadoff single for the Missions left fielder. Wilson has now been on base 3 different ways. James Holcomb hit him with a pitch in the 1st. Wilson walked in the 3rd and now starts the 5th with the Missions 7th base hit. To the number 6 batter, Marshall Hubbard. Hubbard 0 for 2. The fielder's choice to short and a strikeout. Edens puts the ball behind his back and looks for the sign from Bobby Wilson. Off at first is Wilson. Short lead in Edens with a first pitch fastball outside. 1-0. Checking Texas League scores, the Wichita Wranglers and the Midland Rockhounds, a 2-2 tie in the 4th inning. Midland sent the Wranglers to their first second-half loss yesterday, 7-1. Here's a 1-0. Hubbard takes ball 2. Fastball from Edens high and outside. Frisco Rough Riders and Tulsa Drillers have traded solo homers. Driller outfielder Judd Thigpen hit his 5th. Frisco infielder Kevin Richardson hit his 8th. 2-0 pitch. Hubbard a pop-up left side over to the seats out of play. And that'll be strike 1 on Hubbard. Frisco and Tulsa 1-1 in the 6th inning. Driller's only base hit is that Thigpen solo homer. One man on, nobody out. Hubbard, the 6th hitter, followed by Justin Ruxy. Edens at the letters. His 2-1 pitch is a fastball for strike 2. Up in the strike zone on the outside half. Well, another game at Corpus Christi. South Division first half champion Hooks trail the Cardinals 2-1 in the 5th. 2-2 from Edens. Hubbard takes in the dirt, a slider, and blocked by Bobby Wilson. Mike Wilson holds at first. The count now full. Springfield pitching prospect Blake Hawksworth making his Double-A debut today. Means he also gets to swing a bat for the first time in his pro career. 3-2 pitch, runner going. A swung on, fly ball, shallow left. Bacon back a few steps. He misreads it. Comes in, and it falls in front of him, a base hit. Holding at second is Wilson. Hubbard with a flare to left field, and that is base hit number 8 for the San Antonio Missions. Dwayne Bacon didn't get a good read on that fly ball. A lazy fly into shallow left. Bacon first took 2 steps back, and that cost him a chance for the out. Two singles to start the 5th inning, and the Missions attempting to rally. Justin Ruxy, the batter. Pitch from Edens, riding inside, ball 1. Ruxy is singled, walked, and scored a run. He began the 4th inning rally with a base on balls and came across on the throwing error by James Holcomb. 1-0 pitch, pulled foul by Ruxy, 1-1. Ruxy started the season serving as a backup to Jeff Clement, who was the first-round pick for the Mariners last year. Clement had suffered an injury that caused him to miss much of the season. Then when he came back off the DL, the Mariners immediately sent him to AAA Tacoma. 1-1 to Ruxy. Fastball lined in the left field. Bacon going back, and he reaches out and makes the basket catch. Turns around and fires to the infield with Wilson hustling back to second and Hubbard back to first. So Bacon makes amends for misreading the base hit by Hubbard with a nice catch on the line drive from Ruxy. Now it's Matt Rogelstad standing in. Rogelstad is into a double play, reached on an error. Pitch inside, ball 1. Rogelstad followed Ruxy's walk in the 4th with a little slicing flare that fell in front of Eric Rodlin at second. It bounced off Rodlin's glove for an error. Now that opened up the gates for the Missions. The pitch is popped up over third into the foul left field line. Dwayne Bacon coming in. He slides and he misreads another one. He slid and it fell in front of him. Now behind him, a base hit. Wilson around third to score. Throw to third base. Not in time as Hubbard goes first to third base, and Rogelstad gets into second as Dwayne Bacon is having a nightmarish inning here in the 5th inning. He misread Hubbard's fly ball to left. Then here on Rogelstad's pop down the left field line, Bacon overran the ball, tried to slide at the last second to reach behind and try to make the catch, but he'd already caused himself the out overrunning the ball. It's a double for Rogelstad, knocking in Wilson to make it 6-1. And now it's second and third for the Missions and still just one out. Well, Dwayne Bacon has had his troubles in center field this year, and it's very rare that he's ever had a chance to play left. Navarro the batter, a pitch to Navarro high, 1-0. Left field is a different look for an outfielder who's used to playing center. But Dwayne Bacon right now is really having trouble reading fly balls in left. 1-0 pitch to Navarro. Low, ball 2. Edens knows he should be out of this inning. Hubbard's fly ball was not necessarily an easy catch, but more than a tough catch. Rogelstad's little pop-up had no business falling in. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Navarro takes a strike, a slider at the knee. Navarro flied out in the second, dropped down a sac bunt in the 4th, which James Holcomb threw away. And Navarro came around to score on Boucher's 2-run single. Edens' 2-1 pitch. Navarro flies it foul down the right side. Into the seats, it's 2-2. Over the last 2 innings, starting with the bottom of the 4th, there have been countless mistakes made in the field by the Travs. And these are mistakes that are really tough to bounce back from, now trailing by 5 in the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch, pulled foul into the home bullpen at third base by Navarro. Still 2-2. The first mistake in the fourth inning, James Holcomb walking the leadoff batter. Then Rodland's error. Then Holcomb's error on the bad throw. Now here in the fifth inning, Dwayne Bacon misreading 2 fly balls, and those misreads won't even show up in the box score. 2-2 pitch. Navarro fouls it at home plate, reaching out with a slider and finishing the swing one hand. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a very sloppy game for the Travs right now, both in the field and at the plate. 2-2 from Eden. Navarro takes it outside. Watch the sliders dip away from the corner, almost as if Navarro knew what pitch was coming. Only 1 out. On deck, Sebastian Boucher. First base is open. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Popped out of play again by Navarro. Edens with a decent fastball on the fifth. And Navarro gets rid of it into the second level at first base. Still 3-2. Pop-up or strikeout would be the nice outcome here. The infield trying for the out at home and a ground ball. 3-2 pitch. Fastball caught him looking. Strike 3. The 9th pitch of the at-bat was on the outside corner. Navarro held back on a check swing. He has walked 36 times on the season, but that was the 49th time Navarro's down on strikes. Now coming up at the top of the order, Sebastian Boucher. Slick fielding center fielder, who's now 2 for 3 today, scoring a run and driving in 2. Boucher, a left-hand batter from Quebec. Stands in. Edens from the stretch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Count 0-1 as Edens gets the strike on a slider. Boucher's 2-run single in the 4th inning gave the Missions a 5-1 lead. They've scored another run here in the 5th. On the bloop double by Matt Rogelsad. 0-1 to Boucher. Fouled back 0-2. Give you an idea on the struggles Matt Rogelsad has had this year. That double was only his second extra base hit with the Missions in 42 at-bats. 0-2 pitch. Low and inside, it almost hit Sebastian Boucher. One and 2 the count on the Mission center fielder. The San Antonio Missions have scored in 4 of 5 innings tonight. The 1-2 from Eden. Slider fouled off the catcher, and it caught Bobby Wilson on his mask. Travelers 1 run on 2 hits, 2 errors. The Missions 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Ugly total, conveying the truth of the matter that tonight's game is ugly for the Travs. Edens with another 1-2. Slider in the dirt, bouncing off Wilson in front. Runners hold, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. James Holcomb unable to find the form that turned him into one of the top starting pitchers in the first half of the Travelers. Now here in the second half of the season, Holcomb has been touched for 9 runs in just 6 1/3 innings. Edens left to clean up the mess. The 2-2 pitch is fouled straight back as Boucher gets a good swing at a fastball. Edens charged with 1 run on 3 base hits here in the 5th inning, but the Missions don't deserve the run, and they only deserve 1 of the base hits. Left fielder Dwayne Bacon has turned a couple of fly balls and a shallow left into a single and a double. Big battle, 2-2 to Boucher. Fly ball foul. He pops up another one into the third base seat. 4th foul ball out of 7 pitches, and boy, Eden's been forced to work hard against the last 2 batters. Edens threw 9 pitches to strike out Navarro. He's now thrown 7 to Boucher. Bobby Wilson out to the hill for a chat with Edens. They figure out a way to pitch to the leadoff batter of the mission. Remember, Traveler fans, North Little Rock ball caps to the first 1,000 paid adults at Ray Winter Field Friday night before the Travelers Drillers game. 7:10 first pitch. And the giveaway, the North Little Rock ball caps, brought to you by Union Pacific and Fox 16. The stretch by Edens and the 2-2 to Boucher. Fastball missed the outside corner. Ball 3. This will be 18 pitches for Edens against 2 hitters. First base is open. Bourgeois on deck. The 3-2 from Edens. Boucher grounds up the middle. Diving Rodland couldn't stop it. It is into center field. A base hit. Here comes Hubbard and Rogelstad to score. Another 2-run single for Sebastian Boucher. He has now collected 3 hits in 3 innings, driving in 4 runs. The Missions have pulled to an 8-1 lead here in the 5th inning, and they are handing the Travelers a real beating. Only halfway through this ball game, but the way the Travs have hit today, this game is as good as over. 3 runs home in the 5th. 6 runs the last 2 innings for the Missions as Jason Bourgeois takes a slider low, ball 1. Sebastian Boucher had 15 RBIs all year before this series. He now has 5 RBIs in 2 games. Edens 1-0 is on the outside corner, strike 1. And remember, this inning should be over. A couple of misjudged flies in left field, leading this inning to continue. The 1-1 to Bourgeois. Check swing on a slider, appeal at first, he didn't go. Bourgeois scored the first run of the game, singling in the first, stealing second, going to third on a ground out, and coming home on a 2-out single by Wladimir Balentien. Since then, Bourgeois has grounded out and walked 1 for 2. The 2-1 pitch, low and outside, 3-1. Bob Zimmerman is throwing in the Traveler bullpen. Four base hits, 3 runs on the 5th for the Mission. 3-1 from Edens. Low and away, ball 4. And that'll push Boucher to second. Bourgeois aboard for the 3rd time. Eight runs on 10 base hits for the Missions. The 10 hits for San Antonio equals the Travelers' total in strikeouts. Jesús Guzmán standing in. The top Traveler killer on this Missions ball club, and he really hasn't been involved in the game. He's hit a sacrifice fly, but is 0 for 2. First pitch, low, 1-0. Guzmán was the first batter that Edens faced, and he got him to bounce into a 5-4-3 double play last inning. But here in the 5th, Guzmán has a chance for an RBI with first and second and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2, and Edens seems to be losing the touch of anything he's coming out with. Ken Patterson is out of the dugout, and he's jogging to the hill. This inning started with Mike Wilson poking a base hit to right field on the first pitch from Edens. Then Marshall Hubbard's flare into left was misjudged by Dwayne Bacon, turning it into a single. Bacon then made a fine running catch on the line drive by Ruckty, but Matt Rogelstad's pop-up down the left field line was also misjudged by Bacon. And it turned it into a run-scoring double. After a strikeout of Navarro, Boucher drove home 2 runs with a single to center, and Jason Bourgeois walked. Patterson's meeting is broken up by the plate umpire Mahan. Patterson ends up in the first base dugout, and Guzmán stands back into the plate with a 2-0 count. Edens at the letters, and here's the 2-0. Swinging a line drive back this way, and bouncing off the window of the control booth, 2 booths to the right. It ends up in the hands of one of the fans, and the count is 2-1. Eden's battling to just stay on here in the 5th inning. Zimmerman is ready to go in the pen. 2-1, here it is. Fastball, strike 2 called. San Antonio leading by 7. Pulling away in the 4th and 5th innings. 2-2 to Guzman. Low and away on the Eden's breaking ball. 3-2. Guzman is the 8th batter of the inning. Only Wladimir Balentien has not come up to the plate out of the starting 9 for San Antonio. Runners go. 3-2 pitch. Chopped towards third base. Off the line, Devin Day. The throw to first will end the inning. The Missions rally in the 5th for 3 runs on 4 base hits. Leave a couple of men on base. 5 innings in the scorebook. It is all San Antonio with the Missions leading 8-1. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
At Gary Eubanks and Associates, you've heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these verdicts and settlements are real results we've achieved for our clients, as large as $19 million for one case. While facts differ and results vary on each case, you should put this experience on your side. Insurance companies notice, and that creates settlement. And remember, at Gary Eubanks and Associates, we'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
On to the 6th inning here at Wolf Municipal Stadium. Nightfall has settled into the Alamo City. Lights of Lackland Air Force Base come up off in the distance past center field. And up on the scoreboard, the lights say it is all San Antonio. The Missions 8 and the Travelers 1. Traveler number 9 batter Eric Rodland starts off the 6th against Ryan Feierabend, and first pitch will come for a strike on the inside corner. Feierabend has dominated through 5 innings, striking out 10 batters. Second 10 strikeout game for Feierabend this year. Grounded to short by Rodland, scooped up by Navarro. His throw retires Eric. Eric 0 for 2. And that is 6 consecutive outs recorded by Ryan Feierabend. .73 pitches for Feierabend through 5 innings. And now going to the top of the order, and Dwayne Bacon. Bacon 0 for 2 with a fly out in the first, a strikeout of the third. Has had a tough time in left field tonight. Here's a pitch. Showing bunt, bunts through it, strike 1. Feierabend has been effective with everything in his arsenal. Fastball, changeup, slider. 0-1. Slider is low. Check swing by Bacon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Zimmerman is throwing in the bullpen again. Kyle Edens will be finished after an inning and 2/3. Probably 2 innings. 1-1 to Bacon. Popped it up in front of the plate. Right between the mound and the batter circle. The catcher, Rucky, wants it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. 7 in a row set down by Ryan Feierabend. We're into the part of the game of the Travelers have done virtually nothing when trailing on this road trip. Arkansas has lost 4 of 5 games on this road trip coming into tonight's action. And after the 5th inning in their losses, they're batting just .151. Here's Matt Pauley with a pop-up on the first pitch in the shallow right. Bourgeois tracks it down and brings it in. And another very easy inning for Ryan Feierabend. There's just 6 pitches to get 3 outs. He's thrown just 14 pitches for the last 6 hitters. Travelers trailing 8-1. We go to the last of the 6th inning on Air America Little Rock 1380.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discount you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Company, Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the 6th inning at Wolf Municipal Stadium with the San Antonio Mission leading the Travelers 8-1. Travs just went down in order for the 2nd inning in a row. And bringing out Bob Zimmerman for the appearance, replacing reliever Kyle Edens on the mound. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Wladimir Balentien leads off. First pitch from Zimmerman as a slider popped up on the right side of the infield. Eric Rodlin goes a couple of feet in a short right and makes the catch for the first out of the 6th inning on the first pitch of the inning. And Balentien now 2 for 4. Edens worked 2 innings, allowing 3 runs on 4 hits. Zimmerman making his 14th appearance of the season with no wins, 2 losses, his ERA at 8.80. Mike Wilson standing into the batter's box, and Zimmerman delivers a slider for strike 1. Wilson has been to the plate 3 times. He's been on base 3 different ways. James Holcomb hit him with a pitch in the 1st. Holcomb walked him in the 3rd. Wilson led off the 5th inning against Kyle Edens with a base hit to right, and he would score. And here's a drive to deep center on a hanging slider. Dead center field. It hits the warning track, and it'll be played on a bounce by Nate Haynes. He'll throw to the infield with Wilson stopping at second base with a stand-up double. Wilson 2 for 2 with his 2nd double at Double-A. Ball never had a chance to get out of the park because it was such a low-lying line drive. Now Marshall Hubbard coming up. We'll have a look at the Southwest Airlines Major League scoreboard this inning. A few final scores from ballparks in each league. Chicago White Sox sent the Pittsburgh Pirates to their 12th straight loss, 4-2. Pitch to Hubbard as a called strike. Hubbard a fielder's choice, a strikeout, a line drive left field single in the 5th, and a run scored. Hubbard 8 for 19 with omissions, a left-hander with Wilson at second. The pitch is a slider from Zimmerman low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Martin Buehrle beat the Pirates, Buehrle 9-4. Former Traveler Bobby Jenks saved his 23rd. Bucco Craig Wilson a homer, his 12th. The Pirates well on their way to 100 losses. They're in danger of losing 18 straight games. The 1-1 in the dirt bounces off Wilson, and Mike Wilson holds at second. 2 balls and a strike on Hubbard. Pirates come into a stretch of 3 against the White Sox and then 3 against the Tigers, losing 11 straight. The White Sox win today makes it a dozen losses in a row for the Pirates. Florida doubles up Tampa Bay 8-4. Miguel Olivo a couple of home runs for the Fish. Miguel Cabrera hit his 12th. Zimmerman's 2-1 pitch is popped up behind second base. Brandon Wood underneath it. 1 step off the bag, he makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. In American League ballparks, the Tigers win another game, shutting out Houston 4-0. Roger Clemens takes the loss, with Nate Robertson going to 8-3. Alexis Gomez, a home run for the Tigers. He was a former outfielder for the Wichita Wranglers. Clemens pitched well, allowing only 2 runs, one of them earned in 6 1/3 innings, but Nate Robertson, whose brother helps run the Wichita Wranglers, threw 7 shutout innings for his 8th win. And a called strike to Justin Rotti, the catcher for the Mission, to a single, walked, scored a run, last time up, lined out to left field. Zimmerman into the stretch trying to keep the Missions off the scoreboard for just a second time today. The 0-1 is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toronto Blue Jays shut out the Nationals 6-0. A.J. Burnett the win. Lyle Overbay and Aaron Hill each a home run. Burnett went the distance, a 6-hit shutout on 7 strikeouts and no walks. There's another strike to Rotti, a fastball on the outside corner, 1-2. So that's the first win for Burnett as a Toronto Blue Jay, and he did it with gusto. A 6-hit shutout. Ball game lasted only 2 hours and 25 minutes. Rocky takes a pitch in the dirt. It's 2-2. 8-1. The Mission's over the Travelers here in the last of the 6th inning. A very forgettable game so far for the Travs, and unless they have a big comeback, it is going to be 5 losses in the first 6 games of the second half, and that'll certainly erase some of the optimism this ball club had coming into the All-Star break. 2-2 pitch from Zimmerman. Roxy takes it inside. A couple of inches off the inside corner, the count full. 1 rain out today with the deluge out east. The Baltimore Orioles were due to host the Phillies, but they had to postpone the game until tomorrow. Here's a chopper up the middle by Rocky, played by Brandon. One of the second bounces, flipped to first, retires the side. Bobby Zimmerman, a scoreless 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. 6 innings are in the scorebook. We'll go to the top of the 7th. The Mission's 8, the Travelers 1. This is Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Is your house looking a bit under the weather? Have extreme weather conditions taken their toll on your home's exterior? The solution isn't more paint. It's weather-resistant vinyl siding from Sears Home Central. Call Sears now for a free in-home estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Sears vinyl siding resists tough weather and keeps your home looking great for years. It has the attractive look of freshly painted wood, yet you'll never need to scrape and paint your home again because vinyl siding from Sears is virtually maintenance-free. Best of all, Sears makes getting your new siding job easy and affordable. Just call Sears now for your free in-home estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Not available in all areas. Services and materials provided by a Sears authorized contractor. License numbers available on request. So if your house is looking under the weather, call Sears for vinyl siding now. 1-800-531-7785. That's 1-800-531-7785.
Claude Markham on working in the United States Navy.
I'm an aviation ordnanceman, 2nd class. It's an indescribable feeling being up on the flight deck and just being next to them, pulling the pin from the weapon launcher before they take off. It's a big rush inside, and not many people my age can do the job that I do out in the outside at such a young age.
Most jobs reveal what you do. Ours reveal who you are. To learn more, check out Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Navy. Accelerate your life.
liberal progressive radio. It's kind of like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDX North Little Rock.
So the Big Bad Scorebook with the San Antonio Missions, the Big Bad Wolf today. Missions 8, the Travelers 1. Reading through the totals, you might want to close your ears. So the Arkansas Travelers, 1 run on 2 base hits, 2 errors, leaving 1 man on base. For the San Antonio Missions, it's 8 runs on 11 base hits, no errors, and 7 men stranded. The star of the night, San Antonio left-hander Ryan Feierabend, 20-year-old out of Ohio, has shut down the Traveler offense tonight, allowing only 2 base hits and 1 run. He is working on a string of 8 consecutive outs. The last base hit and the only Traveler run, thanks to a Brandon Wood solo home run, a line drive to dead center in the 4th, Wood's 17th of the season. Wood was the last Traveler to reach base, and Feierabend faces Wood to start the 7th inning. Feierabend has struck out 10 batters. 1 more strikeout, he'll have his season high. It's the 2nd game in his last 3 starts. He's struck out 10 men. It's on the way to Wood, is low and inside, ball 1. Now, Feierabend shut down the Travs in the 6th inning, 1-2-3, throwing only 6 pitches. It was his first inning without a strikeout. Here's the 1-0 to Wood. Under the knees, ball 2, 2-0. Wood has now homered in consecutive games. 17 home runs on the year. He's on pace for about 30. 0 pitch. A swing and a ground ball, a little bit outside third base. Foul, 2-1. Feierabend has now thrown 82 pitches. You wouldn't anticipate him to be able to complete this ball game, but he shouldn't have any trouble getting through the 7th or the 8th, as long as he continues to pitch as well as he has. And what's been Feierabend's secret tonight? Changing speeds and throwing a whole lot of strikes. He hasn't walked anybody. Been to 3 balls on only 3 hitters. 2-1 pitch to Wood. Swing and a miss on a changeup, 2-2. The changeup has been Feierabend's best pitch, without question. It looks like a major league changeup. Changeup's been a problem for the Travelers on this road trip. 2-2 to Wood. Changeup grounded to short, and Navarro there, cleanly fields. Takes his time on the throw, gets Wood 1 away. It was just 5 days ago that Mitch Talbot and his outstanding changeup struck out a Texas League season-high 12 Traveler batters. And Feierabend using that same style pitch, although Feierabend a lefty and Talbot comes from the right side. But both of them utilize that changeup to strike out a lot of Travelers. Here's Matt Brown, the DH, who struck out twice, both on the change. The pitch is grounded to third. Rogelstad a couple of steps to his right, fields it, long throw. Gets Brown, and he's now 0 for 3. That's 10 straight outs recorded by Ryan Feierabend. Now to the number 6 batter, Greg Porter. Feierabend, after throwing 22 pitches in the 4th inning, had thrown 65 pitches going into the 5th. 14 pitches to get 6 outs in the 5th and the 6th. And he's thrown 6 pitches here in the 7th for 2 outs. Pitch to Porter, curveball, strike 1. You should have known this game wouldn't go so well, and the Travelers had their right fielder Aaron Peel ejected in the 1st inning for using a non-regulation bat. The 0-1 is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. It was nothing that Peel was trying to do to deceive anybody. He just grabbed his batting practice bat, which had tape on the barrel. 1-1, Porter swings and misses. He has struck out twice. And Feierabend a strike away from his 11th whiff. Peel summarily ejected for that miscue. And Matt Pauley taking over. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider. That's 11 strikeouts for Ryan Feierabend. And 11 consecutive batters have been set down by the 20-year-old lefty. What a game by Ryan Feierabend. Going into the 7th inning stretch, the Missions 8. The Travelers 1 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Apollo 13. Great films known for their award-winning special effects. To create the magic, Hollywood hires companies like Industrial Light and Magic. Industrial Light and Magic hires imaginative people like Aaron Fowl. Before he was a master of special effects, he was a media communications student at Webster University in St. Louis, where his talent took off. Today, he inspires the imagination at DreamWorks FKG. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Hitting on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last of the seventh inning of the San Antonio Missions having their way with the Travs tonight, an 8-1 score. Missions have led ever since the first inning. The closest the Travs have been is 2-1. After Brandon Wood's homer cut the Missions lead to 1 run in the fourth inning, with the Missions scoring 6 runs in the fourth and fifth combined before Bobby Zimmerman finally closed the door of them with a scoreless 6. Zimmerman comes on for the 7th, throws a strike to Matt Rogelstad. Rogelstad collected an RBI double in the 5th inning and scored. He's 1 for 3. An 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1. Zimmerman facing the 8th batter, Rogelstad, then Ozzie Navarro and Sebastian Boucher. 1-1. High fastball, 2-1. Angels are underway against the Rockies. Middle of the first, 0-0. The pitch, Rogelstad a pop-up down the left field line. Going to the bullpen, Devin Day leaps into the crowd, and he could not make the catch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The final score at a Yankee Stadium where the Yankees fall to the Braves 4-1. Horacio Ramirez over former Brave Jarrett Wright. Adam LaRoche homer is 12th. 2-2 pitch to Rogelstad is wide, ball 3. Boston over the Mets 9-4, top of the 9th inning. 3-2 pitch, a swing and a tip, held on, strike 3. Only the 3rd batter to be struck out by a Traveler pitcher tonight. Zimmerman's first of the day, bringing up Navarro. L.A. Dodgers trailing Minnesota 9-2 in the top of the 8th inning. The Twins rallied in the 2nd for 6 runs. Kansas City trying to beat Cincinnati. It's 9-8. The Royals leading in the 9th inning. As Ozzie Navarro swings through a Zimmerman fastball, 0-1. Navarro is 0 for 2, reaching in a situation in the 4th with a sacrifice bunt that was thrown away by then pitcher James Holcomb. Pitch, slider at the letters, a strike, 0-2. End of 7 at Chicago with the Brewers leading the Cubs 4-3. 0-2 to Navarro, up high, ball 1. Cleveland Indians have a 2-1 lead at St. Louis after 6 innings. Wild first inning at at Arizona, with the Mariners scoring 5 times. Arizona answering with 3, and at the moment, bottom of the 2nd in Phoenix, 5-4. The Mariners, the foul ball back by Navarro, is still 1-2. Oakland and San Diego, 0-0 in the first. And the Rangers and the Giants just underway at San Francisco. 1-2 from Zimmerman. Navarro a check swing on a slider, and it's ball 2. To Navarro, a low slider. Count is full. Mission's leading by 7, 8-1 in the last of the 7th inning. Zimmerman sets, and the 3-2 pitch outside, ball 4. 5th walk from a traveler pitcher tonight, and Navarro heads down the first base line. Here comes Sebastian Boucher. Big night for Boucher. 3 hits, 4 runs batted in, also 1 run scored. Boucher scored the Mission's 2nd run, leading off the 3rd with a single. He stole 2nd, went to 3rd on a ground out, and came home with a Guzmán sac fly as Zimmerman's pitch misses wide, ball 1. And after Brandon Wood made it a 2-1 lead for the Missions with a solo homer in the 4th, Boucher had a 2-run single in the 4th inning and tacked on 2 more runs with a base hit to center in the 5th. Zimmerman's 1-0 hits the outside corner, strike 1. Sebastian Boucher in his 2nd professional season, 7th round pick in the 04 draft from Bethune-Cookman High School, or Bethune-Cookman College. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, a fastball got by him, strike 2. Zimmerman going into the stretch, nobody holding the runner at first. The pitch is low, ball 2. To Boucher. Fouls it over the net. Off the railing. And it bounds into the first row right behind the plate. 4,775 to paid attendance tonight at Wolf Stadium. Nice crowd for a Tuesday night. Plenty of groups on hand. Another 2-2 to Boucher. Fastball caught him looking on the inside corner. Strike 3, the 2nd strikeout for Zimmerman. 2 outs and Bourgeois coming up. Bourgeois has been on base 3 times, a single, 2 walks. He's 1 for 2, and a pitch to the right-hander. A slider for strike 1 from Zimmerman. Zimmerman pitching as if there was no pressure on him, and there isn't. And he looks very strong. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball is high. He's challenging hitters. He's throwing hard. That fastball measured at 91 miles an hour on the AT&T Yahoo radar gun. And I hope this is the Bobby Zimmerman we'll see for the rest of the season. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball riding inside, ball 2. The Mission's 8, Travelers 1. Bottom of the 7th inning. San Antonio trying to win their 2nd straight against the Travs. 2-1 pitch to Bourgeois. A little fist to second base. Rodland 2 steps in, and the throw gets Bourgeois by a half step. Side retired. 2 shutout innings for Bobby Zimmerman. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. 7 innings complete, heading into the 8th. San Antonio 8, Arkansas 1. You're listening to Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant, also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride. Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Eighth inning here at Wolf Stadium. Travelers trailing by 7. Last Traveler base runner came in the 4th inning. The last 11 batters have been set down by Ryan Feierabend. 20-year-old left-hander comes into the 7th with 89 pitches under his belt, 11 strikeouts, working on a 2-hitter. Will be a little action in the San Antonio bullpen, so it doesn't look as if Feierabend will finish this game. Bobby Wilson leads off the 8th. First pitch, he swings and misses. Wilson a single in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th inning. The last 12 Arkansas batters went down in order yesterday. Here's 0-1 to Wilson. Swinging a pop into center field. There's Boucher drifting in, and he makes the catch. A left-hander getting ready in the San Antonio pen. Jason McIntosh, the All-Star. Ryan Feierabend has recorded 12 straight outs, only giving up 3 runs in his last 26 innings pitched. First pitch to Nate Haynes in there, a strike on a curveball. Haynes has grounded to short twice. 0 for 2. Here's Feierabend's 0-1. The lefty slider is fouled at the plate. He took something off the pitch, too. You're seeing a lot of different pitches from Feierabend, variations on his fastball, changeup, and curve. He's throwing his fastball at 3 different speeds. His changeup also at different speeds. His breaking ball has come in at various speeds. 0-2 pitch. Very high a fastball. Ball 1. If he strikes out Haynes or one more batter, Feierabend will tie the season high for strikeouts that was also achieved against the Travs. The 1-2 launch towards left center by Haynes, giving chase. Boucher over his head. Hits the warning track, extra bases for Haynes. He's putting on the afterburners and wants a triple. Cutoff throw to third. He is out at third base. Boucher to the shortstop Navarro, to the third baseman Rogelstad. 8-6-5, and Haynes is the second out of the inning. Breaks up the string of 12 straight outs. Still, Feierabend goes to the windup after the 3rd Arkansas hit of the game. Devin Day, the batter, striking out twice in 2 at-bats. First pitch popped foul back this way off the roof. Strike 1. Feierabend wants a strikeout. That'll be a dozen if he strikes out Day. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Mitch Talbot struck out 11 Travelers last week on Thursday. Ryan Feierabend is a strike away from duplicating that feat. And the 0-2 to Devin Day, outside. Miguel González warming up in the Traveler bullpen. 1-2 pitch from Feierabend. Day a check swing foul ball over the first base roof. Seven Day striking out twice. 0 for 6 in the series, 4 strikeouts. The Feierabend 1-2 pitch. Day hits it in the air down the right field line, giving chase Balentien to the corner. He's underneath it, and the inning is over. Travelers, no runs in the 8th on 1 base hit. Nobody left on. 8 very strong innings by Ryan Feierabend sends us to the bottom of the 8th. The Mission's 8 and the Travelers 1 on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you? Yes, I need help. All right, sir, what's the problem? I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste. Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer. Okay. Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Okay. Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Coming into the last of the 8th inning, the Travelers trailing 8-1 against the San Antonio Missions. Miguel González has come on in relief of Bob Zimmerman. 2 shutout innings for Zimmerman on 1 hit and a walk, striking out 2. González facing Jesus Guzmán. Miguel, a right-hander from San Fernando, California, fires a fastball for strike 1. 4th Traveler pitcher of the night, James Holcomb, the starter, goes 3 innings, allowing 5 runs on 6 hits. Kyle Edens, the reliever, 3 runs on 4 hits in 2 innings, and then Zimmerman 2 scoreless frames. Guzmán 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. González on 0-1. Low and away, ball 1. Guzmán followed by Wladimir Balentien and Mike Wilson. And there still is Jason McIntosh getting ready in the San Antonio bullpen. Here's Miguel's 1-1 to Guzmán. Fastball inside, 2-1. Hadn't heard the news yet. ESPN baseball analyst Peter Gammon suffered a brain aneurysm today in Cape Cod. A 2-1 to Guzmán. Inside, ball 3. He had been airlifted to a hospital in Boston. Underwent brain surgery and has been resting in the ICU for the last few minutes. 3-1 pitch to Guzmán. Swung on and chopped along the third base line. Foul. Count is full on Jesus Guzmán. Gammons is 61 years old. He's been covering baseball since 1969. And is probably the preeminent writer in baseball, at least on the national scene, for the last 20 years. 3-2 to Guzmán. Fastball inside, and Gonzalez walks the leadoff batter. Peter Gammons was inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, winning the J.G. Taylor Spink Award for outstanding baseball writing. And no word on how long his recovery will take, but surgery for a brain aneurysm, that's just not good news. Yes, Peter Gammons does like to spread rumors, but nobody has the contacts that he has, or at least the extensive network of contacts, and been covering the sport tirelessly for a long time. We wish Peter Gammons a speedy recovery. Wladimir Balentien, the batter, called strike on the Gonzalez fastball. Balentien drove in the first run of the game with a soft fly ball to right field for a base hit that scored Jason Bourgeois in the first inning. He's 2 for 4. The pitch from Gonzalez, a curve outside, 1-1. This is the first game we see Miguel pitch since taking the loss in that 12-inning game on Friday at Corpus Christi, giving up the walk-off homer to Hunter Pence. 1-1 to Balentien. Fastball right down the pipe, and he's frozen. A check swing, strike 2. It was Miguel's only loss. 3.48 ERA in 12 games. 22-year-old's 1-2 pitch to Balentien. A little bit low, ball 2. At first base, Guzmán. Porter playing behind him. Missions leading by 7. Balentien chases a 2-2 fastball and fouls it at the plate. Hit it off Bobby Wilson's right shin guard. Final game of the series tomorrow night, and then the Travs will chug on down, or up, north, whatever, Interstate 35 to Interstate 30. After tomorrow night's game, have Thursday off at Little Rock before starting a 4-game set with the first half champion Tulsa Drillers Friday night at Ray Winder Field. Gonzalez, 2-2 to Balentien. Fastball, and Balentien jumps away. It's inside. Full count. Gonzalez walking the leadoff batter Guzmán, just the 6th walk against 83 batters he's faced. And here's a 3-2 pitch to Balentien. Swinging a liner foul down the left side. Friday night, North Little Rock Traveler Caps for the first 1,000 paid adults, courtesy of Union Pacific and Fox 16. Saturday is a doubleheader starting at 6:30 with Traveler umbrellas for the first 1,000 paid adults, courtesy of Academy Sports and Comcast. 3-2 to Balentien inside. Consecutive walks by Miguel González to start the 8th inning, and that's a sign that González might not be feeling all that sharp. He'd only walked 5 batters in all of his stints for the Travs. Now he's walked 2 in a row. Mike Wilson comes up next. Travs are off on Sunday before getting back to action Monday, July 3rd, and night game at 7:10. First 1,000 kids receive a free gift from Lando Frost, but it's the first fireworks in the Rock right after the ball game against the Drillers. The fireworks are brought to you by Allstate Insurance and Bank of America. Batter is Mike Wilson. Gonzalez pumps a fastball down the middle for a strike. Mike Wilson has been to the plate 4 times. He's been on base 4 different ways. Hit by a pitch, a walk, a single, and a double. The 0-1, and Wilson fouls it away. Popped up over the roof into the concourse, strike 2. To celebrate America's independence, Tuesday, July 4th, a special afternoon ball game beginning at 1:30. Gates open 12:30. That's 1 week from today. Gonzalez with the 0-2. Wilson a swing and a foul at the plate, reaching for a slider and a little piece. The Missions 8, the Travelers 1. The only Arkansas run coming on a Brandon Woods solo homer. And made the Missions lead 2-1 in the 4th, but then San Antonio pulled away with 3 runs in the 4th inning and 3 runs in the 5th. Haven't had a run since for either team. 0-2 from Gonzalez to Wilson. A launch line drive deep to left field, way out of the ballpark. A 3-run homer. Mike Wilson sitting on a fastball and on an 0-2 pitch. He lines his second Double-A homer over the left field wall, and that'll make it 11-1. The San Antonio Missions are officially putting a serious hurting on the Travelers tonight. 11-1. The Missions out hitting the Travelers 12-3. And Arkansas committing the only 2 errors of the game. Yikes. Now it's Marshall Hubbard with Miguel throwing a fastball which is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez now allowed a home run in each of his last 2 innings. Giving up only 1 home run in his first 19 innings with Arkansas. The 0-1 to Hubbard. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now Mike Wilson has been to the plate 5 times, on base 5 different ways, as a triple short of the cycle. And hopefully won't get a chance to get that triple. 0-2 pitch. Hubbard jumps away from a slider. Hubbard is 1 for 4. Had a single and a run scored in the 5th inning. The 1-2 from Gonzalez. Hubbard takes strike 3 on the outside corner, 1 away. Check the Texas League scores here. Justin Rocky comes up for the Mission. This ball game, for all intents and purposes, decided. Did the Tulsa Drillers. A walk-off home run from Ian Stewart at the bottom of the 9th inning for a 2-1 win over the Frisco Rough Riders. Pitch to Rocky, fouled off. Rocky is 1 for 3 with a run scored in the 4th inning after a base on ball. Josh Newman picked up the win for the Drillers, his 5th. Denny Touche the loss for the Rough Riders, 2-2. All 3 runs in that game came on solo homers. 2 homers for the Drillers. Judd Thigpen of the 2nd, and Stewart's walk-off shot was his 5th. Kevin Richardson, a home run for the Rough Riders, his 8th. There's a Gonzalez curveball, and a strike 2 call. Gonzalez with a 1-2, a chopper to shortstop. Wood will wait for the ground ball, picks it up. His throw to first gets Rusty, and there's 2 outs. Corpus Christi Hooks have apparently beaten Springfield in a rain-shortened game 4-2. As I'm looking at it right now, there's no rain in Corpus Christi, but the scoreboard on Minor League Baseball.com is saying that the game is over at Corpus Christi with just the top of the 7th finished. Matt Rogolstad, the batter. He is 1 for 4. First pitch, a fastball for strike 1. Rogolstad hit an RBI double in the 5th inning, scoring twice. Here's the 0-1. Rogolstad swings and misses at a fastball, strike 2. One other game in progress at Wichita in the 7th inning. Midland 3, Wichita 3. Brian Savitsky, a home run for the Rockhounds, his 2nd. D. Brown hit his 3rd home run for Wichita. Foul ball straight back by Rogolstad, still 0-2. Really very puzzled by what's going on here in Corpus Christi. I have no idea why this game would be listed as being finished. And there's no rain there, and they haven't even played 7 innings. 0-2 pitch. Rogolstad pops it up, foul ground, third base. Devin Day has a play, 5 feet over, makes the catch. Side is retired with 3-run score for the Missions on the 3-run homer by Mike Wilson. That was the only base hit. Going into the top of the 9th, the Missions 11 and the Travelers 1. This is Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
This is it for the Arkansas Travelers, trailing by 10 runs in the top of the 9th inning. San Antonio 11. And the Arkansas Travelers 1. Jason McIntosh has taken over for Ryan Feierabend, so it's another left-hander on the mound for the Mission. Feierabend, an outstanding start. He's about to win his 4th consecutive game, allowing only 1 run on 3 hits in 8 innings. No walks for his 3rd straight game without a walk. 11 strikeouts. And truly an outstanding performance by the 20-year-old left-hander, Ryan Feierabend. So McIntosh takes it over. All-star left-hander makes his first appearance of the series. He's in the bullpen now. 17th appearance. 6th as a reliever. McIntosh is 3-1 with a 4.19 ERA. And clarifying that Corpus Christi Springfield game, the game is still going on. It's in the 7th inning, 4-2 Hooks. Just a little bit of a mistake there made by the folks over on the Minor League Baseball website, but they have since corrected it. Fans haven't been able to correct the mistakes they've made today. There have been a few of them, leading to an 11-1 lead for the Missions. Eric Rodlin leads off the 9th inning and a pitch low and away, ball 1. Fans committed a couple of errors as the Mission scored 3 times in the 4th inning. Those have been the big mistakes, showing up as errors on the scoreboard. A 1-0 to Rodlin is low, ball 2. Wayne Bacon had some trouble in left field, misjudging 2 fly balls. And that came in the next inning. That was in the 5th. And the Mission scored 3 more. Rodlin swings and misses out a 2-0 changeup from McIntosh. Rodlin has grounded to second base and to short. He's 0 for 2. 8 for his last 48. Left-hander McIntosh with a 2-1. Missed the outside corner, ball 3. McIntosh, the 3-1, flied foul the other way. McIntosh was the only pitcher on the South Division roster to not appear in the All-Star game last week at Ray Winder. He was a late addition to the All-Star squad, replacing his teammate Yorman Bizzarno. 3-2, rolled, passed him out, but the second baseman Bourgeois glides up the middle of field it, and he throws Rodlin out. 1 away in the 9th to bring up Dwayne Bacon. Bacon is 0 for 3. Batting from the right side, Bacon has flied to right, struck out, and is fouled out. A pitch. That's an ease. A strike 0-1. This game here could be the biggest win of the season for the Missions by going by margin of victory. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And their biggest loss of the year, losing by 15 runs at Tulsa May 24th. That was with Ryan Feierabend on the hill. And today, with Feierabend on the hill, they're about to have their biggest margin of victory, 10 runs, unless the Travs get a couple here in the 9th. 1-1 to Bacon is wide, ball 2. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. A ball under Bacon's knees, 3-1. Well, the last couple of games, the Travs could say they were close. 3-1 pitch to Bacon, high and away, ball 4. There is the first walk of the night issued by a Missions pitcher. We talked about it on the pregame show with Ty Boykin yesterday, how the Travs have really felt like they're very close to turning into a team that wins more games. And then a game like this occurs. And you kind of wonder about that. A lot of mistakes today. Batter is Matt Pauley. Pitch to Pauley as a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Pauley getting his third at-bat of the game. Aaron Peel started as a two-hitter playing right field. He was ejected after lining a single to left field in the first inning. The Missions noticed that he had tape on the barrel of his bat. Really, I mean, he was covering up the barrel of his bat as he would during batting practice as a pitch outside to Pauley, 1-1. So the Missions showed the umpires that bat, which was illegal, and Field was ejected. Pitch to Pauley is pulled foul. 1-2 on the left-handed hitting Pauley, who was struck out and popped up. So Peel getting ejected in the first inning in really one of the weirdest ways a player could ever get ejected. Bringing his batting practice bat up to the plate, which would be okay if you didn't have tape all over the barrel of the bat. And that was your omen tonight. 1-2 pitch to Pauley. Low, and it got behind Rucky, giving Bacon second base easily on a wild pitch. And it's 2-2 on Pauley. On deck, Brandon Wood. Wood's already hit one homer today. I'd love to see him get a chance to at least put a happy face on his bad loss. Pauley a flare over short, but Navarro was there in short left field to make the catch. 2 away in the ninth inning. And here's Brandon Wood. Way back in the fourth inning, Wood came to the plate with the Missions leading 2-0. He smacked a line drive over the center field wall. 17th home run of the year, made it a 2-1 score. Well, the Missions have scored the last 9 runs. Pitch to Wood, swing and a miss. Wood a strikeout, a home run, and a ground out tonight. And you've got Dwayne Bacon at second base, 2 outs in the ninth inning, and the Travelers down by 10. Left-hander McIntosh looking at Bacon. Now the 0-1. Wood takes it low, and it's between the catcher's legs again all the way to the backstop, and that gives Bacon third base. Second wild pitch from Jason McIntosh. And thanks to Jason McIntosh, Dwayne Bacon has gone to first on a walk and to third on 2 wild pitches. Never quite figure out why this happened. McIntosh has thrown all of 2 wild pitches all year. In 62 in the third innings, and now he's thrown 2 wild pitches over the last 2 hitters. A 1-1 to Brandon Wood. Swung on and lined into center field. Charging is Boucher. He is there, and this game is over. A forgettable effort by the Arkansas Travelers as they fall to the San Antonio Missions by a final score of 11-1. Biggest margin of victory for the Missions this year. And unfortunately, we can't say this is the largest margin of loss for the Arkansas Travelers. Travelers fought a 1-5 in the second half, 25-45 overall. And the Missions, 5 wins in their first 6 games since the break, an overall record of 32-42. Missions have won the first 2 games of this 3-game series, and we'll have the final totals and the recap next on the Allstate Insurance Postgame Report. This has been Arkansas Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Back on April 13th, 1932, the Arkansas Travelers opened their brand-new ballpark to thousands of breathless spectators. In Raywinter Field 74 years as home of the Travs, it's been a breeding ground for big league talent. We've seen young men develop from fledgling minor leaguer to World Series hero and experience the highs of 9 league championships. Almost 9 million fans have spun through its turnstile. It's where we introduced our kids to the great game of baseball. We've brought dates to the bleachers and sat through rain delays with friends. We've grown up and grown older at Raywinter Field. This is our ballpark. The Travs' new home, Dickey Stevens Park, will be ready by April 2007, and the team's future is bright. But Raywinter Field has been a part of the fabric of life in Arkansas for 3/4 of a century. During the Travs' 2006 season, it's our chance to say goodbye to an old friend. Call 664-1555 or go to Travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Tonight for the Arkansas Travelers, a game they were in until the 5th inning. The San Antonio Missions pull away and beat the Travelers by a final of 11-1. So the Missions have won both games in this series, and the Travelers fall to 1-5 on the swing through South Texas. Phil Elson with you on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. It's time to make the world a safer place to drive. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands? Recapping the unofficial final totals. First for the Travs, 1 run on 3 base hits, committing 2 errors and stranding 2 men. For the San Antonio Missions, it was 11 runs on 12 base hits with no errors. The Missions strand 8. Recapping the ball game, the Missions getting ahead of the first against Traveler starter James Holcomb. A 1-out single by Jason Bourgeois. He would steal second base and go to third in a groundout before scoring when Wladimir Balentien hit a little flare into shallow right that Matt Pauley missed, lost in the sun, and that allowed Bourgeois to score for a 1-0 lead. The Travelers lost their original right fielder, Aaron Peel, before the Missions even came to the plate. Peel, using an illegal bat in the first inning, lined a base hit into left field, and on appeal from the San Antonio Missions bench, it was found that the barrel of the bat was taped up. It was a batting practice bat that Peel inadvertently had brought to the plate and used, which is illegal. You cannot have tape on the barrel of the bat, and so Peel was summarily ejected, rightfully so, and that was an omen for the Travelers. Plus, they fall behind in the first inning on a ball that was lost in the sun on the right fielder. So the Missions lead 1-0 after the first. They come back for another run in the third inning with Sebastian Boucher hitting a leadoff single, stealing second, moving to third on a Jason Bourgeois ground out. And Jesús Guzmán sacked fly to left field, brought Boucher home for a 2-0 Missions lead. Travelers didn't do much in the first 3 innings against Ryan Feierabend, only 1 hit in the first 10 men he faced. But then with 1 out in the 4th inning, Brandon Wood batting, he smacked a line drive to deep center over the fence. 17th home run for Wood, making it a 2-1 Missions lead. But the Missions pulled away in the 4th inning. James Holcomb, a leadoff walk, and then Matt Rogelstad hits a one-hopper in front of second base that bounced off Eric Rodlin's glove for an error. Bounced into center field, giving Rucky second. And then when Ozzie Navarro laid down a perfect sacrifice bunt, Holcomb tried to throw to first base, but he threw it straight into the dirt between the legs of Eric Rodlin, who had covered from second base. On that error, Justin Rucky scores from second. Rogelstad goes first to third, and Navarro gets to second on the sacrifice bunt. Both Rogelstad and Navarro would score when Boucher grounds a base hit up the middle. And 3 runs score in the 4th inning, and the Missions led 5-1. Kyle Edens came on to retire the last 2 batters of the 4th inning. Edens came back for the 5th, didn't get any help from his defense. Mike Wilson, a leadoff single, but then Marshall Hubbard with a fly ball at a shallow left field. Dwayne Bacon misread it, took 2 steps back instead of charging for the ball. He fell 2 steps short of that little fly, allowing Hubbard to reach for the base hit, pushing Wilson to second. Then Bacon made a very nice catch on a line drive by Justin Rucky before Matt Rogelstad tested Bacon with a flare down the left field line. Bacon overran the ball and slid at the last second, reaching behind him, but the ball fell on the foul line, allowing Rogelstad to drive in Wilson with a double, making it a 6-1 Missions lead. After the double by Rogelstad, which moved Hubbard to third base, another 2-out single by Sebastian Boucher would drive in 2 runs, and that'll make it an 8-1 lead. Meanwhile, Ryan Feierabend dominating the Travelers. After Wood's home run of the 4th, Feierabend went on to strike out 4 of the next 5 batters. He would set down 12 men in a row before Nate Haynes' double in the 8th inning. Haynes set a shot to the gap in left center, tried to turn it into a triple, but was thrown out by Sebastian Boucher for the 2nd out of the 8th inning. The Missions would tack on 3 more runs in the 8th after Bob Zimmerman pitched shutout ball in the 6th and the 7th. Miguel González walked the first 2 batters of the 8th and put an 0-2 pitch right down the middle for Mike Wilson to tattoo it over the left field wall. Wilson's second AA home run, and his 11th home run, counting his 9 at single A. That would cap the scoring at San Antonio 11 and Arkansas 1. Feierabend did not come out for the 9th inning. Instead, it was Jason McIntosh pitching a shutout 9th. And for the second night in a row, the Travelers go with no runs after the 4th inning. And this time they only had 1 base hit after the 4th. The winning pitcher, Feierabend, extends his record to 5-5 with his 4th consecutive win. James Holcomb drops to 0-6. 2 home runs, 1 by each team. Brandon Wood for the Travs, number 17. Mike Wilson for the Missions, number 2. 2 hours, 44 minutes from first pitch to last pitch. Hit attendance tonight, 4,775. The Missions now have won 5 of 6 in the second half, including 2 in a row from Arkansas. San Antonio 32 and 42 overall. The Travelers 1-5 in the second half. Overall record 25 wins, 45 losses. Coming up next on the Allstate Insurance postgame report, the scores from the Texas and the major leagues after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
To stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because 2 great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Wolf Stadium on the Allstate Insurance Postgame Report, where Allstate believes it's time to make the world a safer place to drive. Are you in good hands? Travelers fall 11-1 at the San Antonio Mission. I'm Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. Checking out the scores from the Texas and the Major Leagues. We have one final out of Tulsa where the Drillers get a walk-off homer from Ian Stewart. Tulsa beats the Frisco Rough Riders by a 2-1 final score. Left-hander reliever Josh Newman won his fifth game against 2 losses. Denny Touche gives up Stewart's home run. He's 2-2. Both runs for the Drillers coming on solo homers. Judd Thigpen hit his fifth, and Ian Stewart's home run his fifth. Kevin Richardson came home for the only Frisco run with his 8th home run of the year. So the Drillers with the win now go to 4-2, while the Frisco Rough Riders fall to 1-5 in the second half. 2 games in progress. The Wichita Wranglers have taken a 4-3 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning against the Midland Rockhounds. Brian Stubisky has homered for the Hounds, his second. D. Brown, a long ball for the Wranglers, his third. Currently at the top of the 7th inning at Corpus Christi. The Corpus Christi Hooks lead the Springfield Cardinals 4-2. A 3-run 6th inning turning around the game for the Hooks to take their second lead of the night. Over to the Major Leagues now, and these are final scores. The Pittsburgh Pirates lose their 12th straight. World champion White Sox win by a 4-2 final score. Mark Buehrle the winner. His record 9-4. Former Traveler pitcher Bobby Jenks saved his 23rd. Ian Snell the loser, 7-5 his record. One long ball off the bat of Pittsburgh's Craig Wilson, his 12th. Miguel Olivo, 2 home runs as the Florida Marlins win their 8th straight home game, defeating Tampa Bay 8-4. Olivo now has 8 home runs in the season, while Miguel Cabrera hit his 12th. 4 home runs for the Devil Rays in a losing cause, all solo shots. Greg Norton, Russ Branyan, Julio Lugo, and Aubrey Huff. Ricky Nolasco, the winner, goes to 6-4. Scott Kazmir falls to 9-5 for the Devil Rays. Kansas City, it's a 2-run homer from Matt Stairs in the 9th inning, and the Royals beat the Reds in Cincinnati 9-8. Former Wichita left-hander Jeremy Appel picks up the win. He's 3-5. Ambiori Burgos saved his 13th. The Royals at 4 homers. Emil Brown, John Buck, and David DeJesus. Another homer for Ken Griffey Jr., his 14th of the year. And Scott Hatterberg chipped in with his 5th. Games in American League ballparks tonight. There was a rainout. Philadelphia and Baltimore postponed due to all the rain on the East Coast. They'll make it up with a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. The Boston Red Sox got homers from Alex Gonzalez and Mike Lowell. And the Red Sox win their 10th straight, 9-4 over the New York Mets. Lester the win, 3-0. Ale Soler, the loser for the Mets, his record 2-2. 3 homers for the Mets. Carlos Delgado and Carlos Beltran, each with their 21st. Former Traveler Eli Marrero hit his 5th. The Detroit Tigers hand Roger Clemens his 2nd straight loss since the comeback, and Detroit shuts out the Astros 4-0. Nate Robertson, the win, is 8-3. And Alexis Gomez hit his first home run of the year for Detroit. The Atlanta Braves beat the Yankees 5-2 with Adam LaRoche hitting his 12th home run of the year. Horacio Ramirez got the win 3-2. Jarrett Wright, the loser, 4-5. A.J. Burnett, a 6-hit complete game shutout in his 2nd start since coming off the DL. First win as a Blue Jay. Blue Jays shut out the Washington Nationals 6-0. Lyle Overbay and Aaron Hill each with home runs for the Blue Jays. Minnesota beat up on the Dodgers 9-2. 5 more base hits. The Major League's top hitter, Joe Mauer. Francisco Liriano, the rookie right-hander, now 8-1, with Derek Lowe falling to 6-4. Both home runs in the game. Solo shots by the Dodgers, Jeff Kent and Nomar Garcia-Parra. Games in progress right now. The Angels having a tough time with the Rockies. Top of the 3rd at Angel Stadium. The Rockies 6 and the Angels 2. Jeff Weaver on the hill for the Halos. He's already out of the ball game. And Brad Hoff hit his 14th home run of the year for the Rockies. In Chicago's Wrigley Field, the Cubs had a 5-4 lead at the top of the 9th inning. And just as a regular Cub bullpen does, they give it up. The Milwaukee Brewers score 4 runs on the top of the 9th. Right now, Derek Turnbow is on in relief trying to shut down the Cubs. 8-5 Milwaukee, bottom of the 9th inning. Carlos Lee, a home run for the Brewers, his 25th. Aramis Ramirez and the starting pitcher, Carlos Zambrano, homer for the slumping Cubs. St. Louis Cardinals. Looks like they're en route to what would be their 8th consecutive loss. Cleveland 3, the Cardinals 1. Middle of the ninth inning, Bob Wickman is on to try for the save. He already has one out. Ronnie Belliard, a home run for the Tribe, his 5th. 6 innings in the books at Arizona. The Seattle Mariners clinging to a 5-4 lead. The Mariners scored 5 runs in the first inning with Kenji Jojima hitting his 9th home run. Diamondbacks into that homers hit by Luis Gonzalez and Sean Green. Top of the 4th at San Diego. Padres leading the A's 2-0, and the Giants have a 4-0 lead over the Rangers. Bottom of the 3rd, Randy Wynn, 8th home run of the year. Those are all the scores, and they're on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the official airline of the Arkansas Travelers, Southwest Airlines. If you're looking for low fares, look online at www.southwest.com. An 11-1 win for the San Antonio Missions over the Arkansas Travelers, and we'll wrap it all up after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discount you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, a tough one tonight for the Arkansas Travelers, falling to the San Antonio Missions by a final score of 11-1. And here are the official totals for tonight's game. For the Travelers, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors. And the Travelers today stranding 2 men on base. For San Antonio Missions, it's 11 runs on 12 base hits, no errors, and the Missions stranded 8. The winning pitcher tonight, Ryan Feierabend, record of 5-5. He has won his last 4 starts. James Holcomb falls to 0-6 and his ERA up to 5.01. Time of game tonight was 2 hours and 44 minutes, and the paid attendance 4,775. BC Powder player of the game tonight, Ryan Feierabend. Feierabend striking out a season-high 11 batters in just 8 innings of work. He had set down a string of 12 straight men. And Feierabend with outstanding command with his fastball. He had a great changeup tonight. His slider was working very nicely. And throwing every pitch that he has in his repertoire at various speeds. It really looked like a Major League prospect tonight. Honorable mention goes to Mike Wilson of the Missions, who was on base 5 times, 5 different ways, including his second Double-A homer with a 3-run homer. And Sebastian Boucher finishing with 3 runs batted in and 3 for 5. One lone bright spot for the Travelers tonight. Brandon Wood hit his 17th home run of the season, but still that was the only run the Travelers scored, and the Missions scored 11. Missions now take a 2-games-to-none series lead, and the Travelers have lost 5 of 6 on the road trip and go to 25-45 overall. The Missions 5-1 since the All-Star break and 32 wins, 42 losses overall. We'll finish up the series tomorrow here at the Wolf. Pitcher on the mound for the Travs, right-hander Nick Green. He's looked very strong recently. Record of 2-1, 4.68 ERA, and 4 starts at Double-A. Missions counter with Nate Mateo, right-hander, who's coming out of the bullpen for his 7th start. He's come out of the bullpen 12 times. A record of 3-7 for Mateo with a 5.44 ERA. We'll have the first pitch of the ball game at 7:05. ITT Tech pregame show at 6:45. here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. I'd like to thank Matt Alderman and Lindsey Floyd back at the studios for doing this game for us tonight. And for you fans tuning in, thanks very much to you for listening to this broadcast tonight. Again, the final score from San Antonio is San Antonio Missions 11 and the Arkansas Travelers 1. Folks, don't forget, it is only a game. And we'll talk Traveler baseball again tomorrow night.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.